For top-flight local jobs, go with who you know. JP Mascaro & Sons are a leading waste removal company. To meet today's employment and service demands, Mascaro is upgrading its already highly competitive employee wage and benefit package for drivers, collection crew helpers, and other positions. Call 888-MASCARO, M-A-S-C-A-R-O, for details. Work for an established local family business committed to its employees. Again, call 888-MASCARO today or apply online at www.jpmascaro.com.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Burke's Packing provides America's classic ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
This is the Reading Fightin' Phils pregame show on the Our Phils Broadcast Network, featuring exclusive interviews, content, and much more. Now out to the ballpark with broadcasters Jake Starr and Bob McCool.
Welcome to the Fightin' Phils pregame show. Fightin' Phils broadcaster Jake Starr, joined alongside by Bob McCool, and the man in the middle is the skipper of the Reading Fightin' Phils, Al Padrique, as we're ahead of Game 2 of a 6-game set between the Fightin' Phils and the Hartford Yard Goats. And Reading, Al is coming off a 7-1 victory yesterday over Hartford. Had a little more than 24 hours to kind of look back on that game. What'd you like from the group in the first matchup of the series?
Well, guys, nice to see you guys again. Definitely, I was very pleased the way we came out and played the game, not only because we won, but the energy, the intensity, and how well we prepared in a short period of time. The guys did it well. The pitching, like I always said, the pitching is the key to set the tempo from pitch number one, and that's what Skiro did last night, gave us a chance, kept on the game, and fortunately for us, we swung the bat a lot better early in the game, scored early, and we played with the lead the whole time.
What do you think was the difference with Noah Skiro last night as opposed to what he did in the first 4 starts?
I would say he was more aggressive yesterday, attacking the zone, working in the count with authority. I thought he did a good job of mixing up his pitches, used the inside-outside part of the plate, but more so, like I said, he was hearing the count, he trusts his defense, and then he was a different guy last night.
And a couple of other bats in the lineup also kind of really started to bounce back after slower starts. And one's William Simonite, who had a big 2-run triple yesterday, had a home run last weekend in Portland, added a double late in the game on Sunday in Portland as well. Just what have you liked from Simonite from kind of this recent stretch for him?
Well, the fact that he's been working very hard with our hitting coach, Stassi, trying to figure out some things mechanical and build the confidence where he can go to the plate and wait for a pitch that he can drive instead of creating, forcing the issue, and to start chasing a lot of stuff out of the strike zone. This is the kid that, we all know when you're the second catcher and you don't get plenty of bats throughout the week, it's hard to maintain the sharpness and the concentration, but he's done a great job of preparing himself day in and day out, also with his defense and Kyle, our catching instructor. They're both working very hard every day, so I'm glad that he had a good game in Portland, and the ones yesterday came up through with a BRBI.
We've talked with each other about different ways to win baseball games. There's a lot of ways to win baseball games. You scored 7 runs yesterday on 8 hits. And because what happened, and the difference was, is that you took advantage of walks. Before Simon Knight's hit triple, there were 2 walks. Before Marcus Lee Sang's home run, there was a walk. You turn a walk in the late innings into a sacrifice fly and another run. Just every time they made a mistake, ultimately you make a pay for it.
Definitely. Those are situations you got to take advantage of. And be able to, when you walk, take what the pitcher, is giving you at the time. Walk. We got guys that can steal some bases, and then we got to play the small game. Move guys over to third base, sacrifice fly. Most of the time this year we've been more aggressive. We run us in third, ball in the dirt, anticipate to dirt ball with breaking ball count. So we're trying to figure out ways that we can score runs and not sit back and wait for the long ball the whole time. And I feel like if we have a team that they can drive the ball to other park, guys that they can use for a home run, give them the green light, steal some bases, and if we pitch well and play solid defense and keep us in the game, we're going to be able to win a lot of close games.
And you talk about manufacturing runs, and you talk about situational hitting. We were talking about it on the air yesterday. You guys lead the league with the most sacrifice flies so far this season. When it comes to situational hitting, you can talk about it a lot, but how do you actually put those things into play? Is it something you guys rep in the cages? Do you guys try to rep it at batting practice, or is it more just kind of having that baseball IQ and knowing, oh, runner on second, no outs, I have to go the other way?
No, that's something that we work in the cage. We talk about it, obviously, and we talk about situation. What the guy on the mound's trying to do to you when you come to the plate, we run us a third, less than 2 out, you have the infield in. He's the one who's going to have to throw strike. He's the one who's going to have to elevate the pitch that you can drive. Stay away from chasing changeups, slide it down the zone where he's trying to force you to hit ground balls. So we need to be more selective, be aggressive at the same time. It's kind of hard to do, but we got to be smart and see what that guy on the mound is trying to do when you come to the plate in those situations. When we are on the field during batting practice, yes, we have a round that we call a hit run, get him over to third, running third, less than 2 outs, infield in, infield back. So yes, we work on those things, but the key is be patient, trust yourself, and let the pitcher elevate the ball.
The other thing that happened last night was you got production at the bottom of your order. Everybody wants to bat first, everybody wants to bat third, somebody has to bat 8, somebody has to bat 9. Last night, if my memory's right, I think it was 4 RBIs out of and 5 runs scored out of your 8 and 9 hole hitters.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody needs to understand what the role is, and everybody needs to understand that it's going to take 28-man roster guys in order to win games. In order somebody will get a chance, 1 night in particular, be the hero. But we need for everybody to contribute. And if at the top of the lineup is not getting done, well, the middle is going to have to figure it out. The bottom of the lineup, somebody will have to pick somebody up. And that's what happened yesterday's game. We got the bottom of the lineup, got on base, and then we got the top of the lineup. So that's the one thing I talked to the team, the offense, about. We have to figure out how we can roll the lineup over, so we have the B-boys coming out, laying the game, we got some bases.
And I don't know if you were aware of this stat or not, but Marcus Lee Sang, when he's hitting the 9 hole this year, is over a 300 hitter, and that's the best compared to any other spot in the lineup he's been at. 2-part question here. A, is it something that you have kept in mind of Marcus putting him in the bottom of the lineup to get more results? And B, why is it when he's in the bottom of the lineup he's seeing such results?
Well, I like to have some kind of speed in the bottom part of the lineup, because if that 9th hitter, 8 or 9th hitter get some base, there's a good chance that he's going to stay still second base or still third base, and then you got runners in scoring position, and then you have your leadoff hitter, second, third, and fourth coming up for a good chance for an RBI. And I feel it throughout the years. I see guys, when you drop them down the lineup a little, they relax. Seems like they can enjoy the game more, or they make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches. So it's something that they do as a young hitter. Once you move them up, and then they want to hit home runs. They get out of the plane. They start panicking. So right now for Lee Sen, that's the plan. Keep him down the lineup until his confidence get back. Once we have the need to move him to the top, he's going to get a chance.
All right, so you bring up a guy who needs a boost of confidence, and that case is Carlos De La Cruz. Back in the lineup tonight, just hasn't found it so far. He was the model of consistency last year, hasn't been able to find it. I would imagine that most of his work right now is all about just building his confidence.
Oh, definitely, 100%, Bob. I mean, that's one thing that, the hitting coach, I talked to him. Some people that came through town a couple of weeks ago did the same thing. And we want to make sure that he understands that you're going to have ups and downs. Not to try to do too much, and that's what he's doing right now. He's trying to do too much. He thinks that he's going to be the guy every day, and which is not going to happen. So we want to make sure that when he goes to the plate, get a good pitch to hit, draw the ball hard on the ground. Once you get him up in the air, it's going to go because he has the power.
Right.
But right now, we want to make sure that he goes to the plate, or he plays the game one pitch at a time. one day at a time.
So to circle back to where we started with Noah Skiro and how he took some time off, didn't pitch at all last week in Portland, and goes out and has his best start of the season. Efrain Contreras starts tonight. Similar situation. He's been on the IL for a couple of weeks, comes off tonight, gets the start. For somebody like Contreras, what's going to be the key to see similar results that Skiro had, struggling early, then trying to find a way to bounce back?
Well, I feel like both of these guys are very similar. If they don't throw a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings, they have a good chance to give us a quality outing, and they have a chance to pitch probably through 4 or 5 innings. And that's going to be the key for Contreras today. If he can pitch through the lineup for the second or third time, he's going to have a good outing.
You talked to us at the beginning of the year about Lachlan Wells, and you kind of smiled when you brought him up about how you kind of like watching him pitch. With the exception of his little bit of time on the disabled, that's about the only thing that slowed him down. There's nothing about him that scouts are going to jump up and down about. But when you watch him pitch, he's been extraordinarily effective.
I know it's funny because somebody made a comment like that to me the other day. Oh, he doesn't throw hard,
right.
But you have to watch him
right.
every time he pitches.
Right.
I mean, he knows how to pitch. He changes speed well. He's not afraid to use the changeup on fastball counts, and he's always working handy counts. Very aggressive, and this is the guy that has shown everybody that he's not going to be intimidated where he's at in the lineup, runners on base or not. He's going to be himself. He's going to keep us in the game, and that's what he's done every time he's been on the mound.
So a couple quick ones for me before I let you go. Number one, you talked about kind of Skiro Contreras having a couple of shutdown innings, but for the team as a whole, it's very cliche when I say getting out to a fast start is very important, but this team more than ever feels like if they get out to a lead, they find themselves winning a lot of ball games. Is there anything you guys can rep in particular, or is it more just kind of mentally getting yourself in that mindset right away that, hey, we got to get out there, a couple shutdown innings in the field, and we have to find a way to score a few runs early?
Well, Jay, two things. From the pitching standpoint, once we score, we have this thing that we call shutdown. So they know that once we get the lead or we score that inning, they got to go back out and do the best they can to bring us back in the dugout right away. Keep the defense off the field. So it's not putting pressure on them. It's to show them the importance when you have the lead or your team just score and we close. We have to throw a strike. We have to challenge the hitter, trust your defense. From the offense standpoint, once we have the lead, we got to keep the foot on the pedal. We got to keep putting pressure on the defense while we run the bases. We're on the plate. If they walk us, take the walk. Be happy with the walk. We're going to steal bases. We're going to run the bases very good. So both areas combined, if we do that on a daily basis, definitely we're going to win a lot of games.
And then last one real quick. You've had a chance over the last few days to tell a handful of guys they're going up to AAA. Max Lazar most recently goes up today. Jim Haley and Bo Burrows this past weekend in Portland. We talked about it a lot last year, how much you love telling guys that news. But for those three in particular, I'm sure it's always pretty cool to tell guys, hey, you're heading up to Lehigh Valley.
Well, anytime you got to bring the player to your office and let them know you're going to AAA or you're going to the big league. It's a great feeling as a coach, as a manager, because you watch how these kids go about their business day in and day out, working hard, preparing themselves. Some of the guys are struggling, and you want to be there for them and support them on a daily basis. Obviously, when they get the opportunity to go up, definitely it's like I said, well, I did my job. Who's next?
So Max Lazar, the latest are filled to head up to Lehigh Valley. And like Al says, we'll see who is next. But for now, the Fightin' Phils and the Yard Goats return to action 6:45 tonight. Lineups and first pitch coming up after this. Big thank you to the skipper, Al Padrique, for joining us. My broadcast partner, Bob McCool. I'm Jake Starr, saying thank you for tuning in. The Promax Fence Systems Foul Porch is an exclusive group experience. Located in our left field corner, groups of 20 to 30 people are treated to 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and drinks and a festive atmosphere. Regular season tickets are $37 for groups of 20 or more. Call us today at 610-370-BALL to reserve a spot for your group.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year, 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Looking to try something new at a Fightin' Phil's game this season? Give Briganti Wines a try. Briganti Wines is ran by former Fightin' Phil's great and big leaguer Mike Costanzo. Briganti Wines comes from the vineyards in Italy's Abruzzo region. They are committed to quality, authenticity, and sustainability, attracting a loyal following of customers. Get a wide variety of Briganti Wines wherever it is sold at FirstEnergy Stadium this season. Visit BrigantiWines.com to learn more.
The Reading Fightin' Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Celebrate the history of America's pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that shape and change the game and our country. And relive the careers of legends who have earned the greatest honor in sports. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
The brand new Redner's Event Center is here and is accepting reservations now. Bring a group out to a Fightin' Phil's game starting at just $50 per person for groups of 40 or more. Non-game day reservations are also open now for events ranging from weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, banquets, trade shows, and much more. For more details and to request a proposal, go to rphils.com/events.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus, 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet, photos and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor, and the Fightin' Phil's mascot band. Regular season tickets start at $37 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL.
City of brotherly love. Stand up, hands up.
Wilson hits it in the air, out towards right. Oh, watch it fly, and it's a walk-off, game-winning home run for Ethan Wilson.
This one driven into left center field, turn and say goodbye. Carlos De La Cruz clears the scoreboard in left center field. Home run number 21, and the Fightins jump out on top.
You're listening to Reading Fightin' Phil's Baseball on the R-Phil's Radio Network.
Swing and a miss and back-to-back strikeouts as Sanchez cannot catch up to the 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Abel.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out. 10 strikeouts tonight for Griff McGarry.
Now, out to the ballpark with your broadcasters, Jake Starr and Bob McCool.
Very good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium for Game 2 of a 6-game series between the Reading Fightin' Phils and the Hartford Yard Goats. Joined alongside by Bob McCool, I'm Jake Starr. We appreciate you joining us tonight on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network, MILB TV, or the Bally Live app. National Anthem has concluded. Excellent job by the Wilson Southern Middle School Girls Chorus. And the Fightin' Phils are on the field. And here is the Yard Goats lineup that'll go against them. Hartford at 14-11. And Bobby Meacham's squad will look like this. Pretty similar to last night. Ariel Amador leads off in second. Sterling Thompson bats second, plays left. Zach Veen bats third in center. Yankiel Fernandez bats cleanup in right. Warming Bernable is fifth, plays third. Ryan Ritter, sixth, the shortstop. Zach Kokoska bats seventh to the DH. Braxton Fulford, eighth, the catcher. Cal Datris, ninth at first. Again, Amador, Thompson, Veen, Fernandez, Bernable, Ritter, Kokoska, Fulford, Datris. And on the mound for the Fightin' Phils, making his first appearance since April the 21st, fresh off the 7-day injury list, it is Efrain Contreras.
Contreras making his fourth start and looking for his first quality start so far on the year.
has not made it past 3 2/3 innings in those first 3 starts, and the numbers kind of spell that out to you. He's 0-2 with a 16.62 earned run average, has given up 16 runs in 8 2/3 innings, 10 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So he has yet to find his groove, and we thought very much the same last night of Noah Skiro, so he'll try and follow in the same steps as Skiro did last night, who ended up pitching a very solid game and got the win for the Fightins.
Arturo De Freitas makes his debut behind the plate, catches. Bryce Ball at first, Robert Moore second, Jose Rodriguez short, Trevor Schwecke third, Marcus Lee sang right, Casey Martin center, Carlos De La Cruz in left. Amador digs in, Contreras winds and fires, and the first pitch is swung on in a 3-hopper towards second. Backing up when it is Moore, gobbles it up and throws the first in time. That is out number 1.
Well, if you're looking for good signs, that's very much like last night started. There was a number of ground balls hit to second base last night throughout the game, and it started exactly that way with Amador against Skiro, rolling a slow roller to second base. The only difference is that the second base and shortstop for the Phils have flip-flopped from last night to this.
So it'll bring Sterling Thompson in. First pitch home is outside for a ball, 1-0. First pitch tonight at 6:48 p.m., 82 degrees and sunny is our game time temperature, presented by All Temp Enterprises. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch, and that's outside for a ball, 2-0.
Contreras is going to mix a variety of pitches, fastballs in the low 90s, also a curve, a change, a cutter, and a slider.
2 balls, no strikes to Sterling Thompson. The pitch is swung on, hit in the air, out towards center. Martin goes back, stumbles, then comes in. And the newly minted center fielder, Casey Martin, a nice recovery for the out number 2. And that'll bring Zach Veen to the plate.
As Jake said, Casey Martin kind of learning on the fly about playing center field. And we've seen him do pretty well out there for all intents and purposes. Obviously, he is accustomed to playing up the middle, but as a second baseman or shortstop. But he made the right mistake, if you will, on that ball. He broke back, and that's always kind of the telltale sign for an outfielder. Break back first, and it's a lot easier to run forward than it is backwards.
First pitch to Zach Veen, misses upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. Contreras making his first start since April the 21st. Was put on the 7-day IL the 23rd. Just activated today. He'll step off as Veen readjusts his paraphernalia and step back in. 1 ball, no strikes to the left-handed hitting Veen. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, out towards left, towards the line. Carlos De La Cruz goes over, and the left fielder is there to make the catch. And that is a 6-pitch first inning for Efrain Contreras. And that'll retire the side here in the first. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll go to the home half of the first. Reading, nothing. Coming to bat.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us, from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 9 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksrus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phillies.
Back on the Fightin Phillies Radio Network in the bottom half of the first inning. Robert Moore will step on in from the right side. Switch hitter who bats righty against lefty Carson Palmquist. So we'll get you his numbers coming up here in a moment. As Robert Moore leads off, we'll get you the Fightin Phillies starting lineup presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping coming up here in a moment as well. Palmquist will Wind and fire the first pitch. Moore swings, hits it in the air, out towards left. Thompson didn't move much at first, then he trots in. The left footer makes the catch, out number 1. So here is how the Fightin' Phils line up. Robert Moore leads off at second. Jose Rodriguez second at short. Trevor Schwecke is third, plays third. Bryce Ball fourth, the first baseman. Carlos De La Cruz fifth and left. Ethan Wilson sixth at DH. Casey Martin seventh in center. Marcus Lee sang eighth in right. And Arturo De Freitas is ninth and plays catcher. Jose Rodriguez digs in. First pitch to him is inside corner from Carson Palmquist, who's up 0-1.
A 23-year-old left-hander, originally from Fort Myers, Florida, drafted by the Rockies in the 3rd round in 2022 from the University of Miami.
Pitch to Rodriguez is swung on, hit in the air out towards right. Well, Fernandez goes back to the track. He turns, and it's off the top of the wall and trickles away from him. Rodriguez already at second, chugging towards third. Helmet falls off, the throw's offline, and it's a 1-out triple for Jose Rodriguez.
Well, Rodriguez was peppering the Redners Event Center last night with a couple of doubles. He goes one better on this one by getting it a little bit higher off that fence, and it took a little bit of a funky hop off the fence for it. Yanquiel Fernandez, the right fielder, wasn't quite sure how it was going to go, but why he's at third base is because Rodriguez thought it from the get-go, and he was hustling all the way, and he ends up getting to third base easily.
So here is Trevor Schwecke from the right side. And here's the pitch, and it is on the inside corner for a strike 0-1. So 6th start for Palmquist. He has been really good so far, 3-1, a 2 ERA. And Reading, though, has a runner on third already. Here's the 0-1. And that's down and into the right-handed hitting Schwecke, 1-1.
This is where the Phils have come up with a variety of ways to get that runner home. Get a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. They lead the league in sacrifice flies. They've also been able to get a number of runners home on wild pitches. That's what the beauty is of having that guy at third base with less than 2 outs.
Infield back, the 1-1, swung on, hit in the air towards right. It's falling fast, dove and caught by Fernandez, but tagging from third is Rodriguez. Throw to the plate is late, and it's a sacrifice fly for Trevor Schwecke, and the Fightin' Phils strike first again. It's 1-0.
Well, I mentioned that to Brock Stassi in an interview with him earlier this morning about the fact that the Reading Fightin' Phils lead the Eastern League in sacrifice flies, and he was unaware of that statistic. But, you know, it's one of those stats that doesn't quite jump out at people for the most part because, you know, by analytics it's not a big thing. But it is a big thing. That's how you get runs and you make something happen out of it. The guy in the third base coaching box, Al Padrique, is very, very happy about it.
That was the 15th sacrifice fly this season. First pitch to Bryce Ball is swung on and hit foul down the first base line. It's 0-1.
And obviously for Schwecke, it's a little bit of a bonus prize because he got a base hit taken away from him on a nice sliding catch by Fernandez. It was a sinking line drive. Fernandez made a nice sliding catch to grab it.
0-1, ball way out in front of it. It's 0-2.
And it's a good thing he had to go to his knees because Rodriguez was kind of in no man's land at third base, whether he could come home on a jog if it's a base hit or whether he had to get back and tag it up, and he had to hustle back to tag it up and then hustle back home again.
0-2, ball swings and misses, and he is down on strikes. But Reading does get one in the inning. They had the triple from Jose Rodriguez. Nobody left on base. We've played one full from America's Classic Ballpark. We'll go to the second. Reading on top. It's 1-0.
The Seidel Auto Group deck is a great spot for all fans with a summer picnic life and great tailgate atmosphere. During your picnic, you might even catch a souvenir, as the area is situated directly in the home run territory behind the left field wall. Regular season tickets are $34 per person for groups of 20 or more, and children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com/groups or call 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information.
top half of the second inning. International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phillies fireworks shows during the 2024 season. Out of their store now at 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville. So it's 1-0 Fightin Phillies. Efrain Contreras returns the mound for his second inning of work, and much similar to yesterday, a pitcher for the Phillies who was previously struggling gets a shutdown first inning, and that's followed up with an early run of support for said pitcher. Yesterday was Noah Skiro. Today, Efrain Contreras, and the first batter he gets is Yanquiel Fernandez. First pitch, he's down the chute for a called strike. It's 0-1. Fernandez, who was 1 for 5 in yesterday's ball game, awaits the 0-1, and it's swung on and grounded softly to first. Ball waits back on it. He'll flip to Contreras covering, and that's out number 1. So 4 straight retired by Contreras. That'll bring Warming Bernabal to the plate.
And like Skiro last night, early on, signs are lots of soft contact. Again, we're only 4 batters through the lineup, but these are all 4 highly regarded prospects in the Colorado Rockies organization. So a good start and maybe a good comfort level for Contreras to get things going and settle into a little bit of a groove.
So here's Warming Bernabal, digs on in from the right-handed batter's box. Contreras from the windup fires home. That's inside 1-0. Umpires today, Josiah Shepard has balls and strikes. Paul Romer, the crew chief this week, is at third. Cass Cousins is the umpire at first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, out towards right. Couple steps, Inslee sang, then he goes back. He'll make the catch. And took on quickly here in the second. And that'll bring the shortstop, Ryan Ritter, to the plate.
Marcus Lee Sang, who's more traditionally the center fielder. We've seen him at left. I don't know that we've seen him here in right field so far this season. But this time of the night, you're battling the sun in right field. But no problem on that routine fly ball.
So Ritter will step on in. It's the 3rd start of the season for Marcus Lee Sang in right, as Ryan Ritter watches the first pitch go by for a strike. It's 0-1. Pitch count also kept pretty low for Contreras. That last one, number 11, as he's an inning and 2/3 through the 0-1. Swung on, hit in the air hard. Down the left field line, De La Cruz goes over, but it'll fall in front of him for a base hit. And it's a 2-out single for Ryan Ritter, who had a hit yesterday. And that'll bring Zach Kokoska to the plate.
A little bit of hesitation on the part of De La Cruz. I think off the bat he thought it might reach him in the air, then the realization that it would not. But really had no chance. That's a base hit, obviously, off the bat. De La Cruz making the smart plays to make sure it stays in front of him, field it on a hop, keep him at a single with 2 outs in the inning.
So that'll bring Kokoska to the plate as Ritter gets his lead. First base runner against Contreras tonight. So he'll move to the stretch. First base side of the rubber, the pitch. That's outside for a ball off the mid of the Freitas. Throws a second, though, and they got him. Ryan Ritter did not slide. I don't think he thought there would have been a play. So instead of a pass ball, that goes down as a caught stealing for Arturo De Freitas. And that is how the inning ends here in the second. No runs on a hit, none left for the Hartford Yard Goats. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Reading still on top. It's 1-0. Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living.
The Fightin Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Bottom half of the second inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living not-for-profit community located in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania. Fightin' Phil's on top. It's 1-0. And be 5-6-7 to up for the Fightin' Phil's against Carson Palmquist, who returns for inning number 2 of work. Palmquist, who statistically has proven to be one of the best pitchers in the Eastern League. And Reading has to feel good to get to him early thanks to that first inning triple from Jose Rodriguez. First pitch to Carlos, over for a strike. He looks at it, it's 0-1. So Braxton Fulford does the catching, Kyle Datris at first. Amador at second, Ryan Ritter short, warming Burnable at third. Here's the 0-1, and it's inside. De La Cruz tried to check, but couldn't. They checked with Kaz Cousins at first, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Carlos didn't play yesterday. First start of the week. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and fouled straight back. It stays no balls, 2 strikes.
Just seems to be so much hesitation on the swing of Carlos De La Cruz. The last pitch, swung and tried to stop and could not. That one, a very late swing. Unfortunate to just get a piece of it and foul it back.
And the 0-2. That's a curveball at the knees, called strike 3. And Carlos De La Cruz goes down on strikes. First out of the inning, second strikeout tonight for Carson Palmquist, and that brings Ethan Wilson to the plate.
There is no question, and talking with Brock Stassi about this, talking with Al Padrique about this, that the evil right now for Carlos De La Cruz lies between the ears. I mean, there's just nothing. Everybody knows, including Carlos, that he can hit at this level with the exceptional year he had a season ago, and right now it's just inside of his head. He's just thinking too much.
First pitch to Wilson, a strike. Here's the 0-1, and he swings and misses 0-2. And we said it yesterday of Carlos. It's one hard-hit ball just to get yourself back into a groove. It's like Noah Skira last night. You have one shutdown inning, and you get yourself into a groove. Or same thing with Efrain Contreras tonight. 0-2, breaking pitch. Wilson swings and dribbles it foul down the third base line. Stays no balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's very different, Jake, if it's somebody who got called up from single A to this level and hasn't done it. But when you have done it the way that Carlos did it and as consistent as he was in 2023, then you know it's not the skill level, it's just the mental aspect.
0-2, and that's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, there was very, very rarely even a week where Carlos De La Cruz didn't have a bad week. I mean, he was so consistent last year.
Led the Eastern League in hits with 132 last year. The 1-2. He's outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ethan Wilson. Fightin' Phil's tonight back in their home red pinstripe uniforms with the red piping down the side of the jerseys and pants. Red socks, red caps with a white F fist on it. 2-2. He's outside for a ball. Count full to Ethan Wilson. Hartford with green mountains on the jersey. Actually, it's not mountains. I totally was mistaken earlier. It's the city skyline of Hartford.
Correct.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I don't know how many mountain ranges there are in Connecticut.
Here's the 3-2. Swung on, line drive over the head of Ritter, and it falls in left center field for a base hit. Wilson hustling towards second. Here's the throw. He is safe. Ethan Wilson thought double all the way on a ball that was well in front of Veen the whole time. And Ethan Wilson gets a hustle double. That's his first 2-bagger and first extra base hit of the season.
And Al Padrique will absolutely love that. And Jake is absolutely spot on. Ethan Wilson thought too. I don't know that anybody else did. Zach Veen certainly wasn't thinking too. And to be honest with you, when he was rounded first, I thought he was going to be a dead duck at second base. But sometimes you can just make that outfielder make a bad throw. And I think that's exactly what happened. And Veen, not thinking he was going, didn't put it on line, and Ethan Wilson takes advantage.
Here's Casey Martin with 1 out of the inning. First pitch from Palmquist is upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. So really a difference in 2 sides right now. Ryan Ritter gets thrown out trying to take second base on a pass ball. Never slid on the play. I don't think he realized there was a play. And then Ethan Wilson hustles it out for 2 bases on a ball that is a single 99% of the time. 1 ball, no strikes to Casey Martin, the pitch. And that gets the outside corner 1-1 to the righty.
And this is also the piece of the puzzle, and this is something that Al Padrique has added to the mix this season. Don't necessarily think that Ethan Wilson running moments are done. This is a spot where they'll steal that bag on third base, and again, now you got a man on third base with less than 2 outs.
1 ball, 1 strike to Martin, the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch inside. It's 1-2. So to complete the Hartford jersey, it's white on the top, and then from really the waist to the chest, it's the green skyline of the city of Hartford. They wear green caps, white pants, green stripe down the side. But look, Hartford is the AA affiliate of the Rockies.
Correct.
So the Rocky Mountain.
There was logic in it, just not facts.
Here's the 1-2. Martin swings and fouls it straight back off the netting. It'll stay 1-2.
It's also a different combination of colors. I don't know if that many blue and green combinations in colors in professional sports.
That's fair. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Casey Martin. 1 out in the bottom of the second. Reading threatening, though, with the runner on second in a 1-0 ball game. They lead. Palmquist comes set. Just be pitch number 25 for him tonight. Checks on Wilson. Fires home. And swinging a miss from Casey Martin in front of a curveball at 74 from Palmquist. And that's strikeout number 3 tonight, out number 2. But it brings Marcus Lee Sang to the plate.
But in the factoid category, that blue and green, if my memory is correct, is a tribute to the old Hartford Whalers. And they used to wear the blue and green combination, and I think that's why the Yard Goats use that combination as well.
The Yard Goats made their debut in 2016. First pitch to Lee Sang outside, 1-0. They were the New Britain Rockcats prior to that. 2 outs in the inning. Marcus Lee Sang, the hitter. Ethan Wilson gets his lead off second. Red hot Lee Sang in from the left side. The pitch, curveball, that's upstairs, 2-0. Lee Sang over his last 11 games, dating back to April the 23rd, hitting .324, 4 home runs, 10 RBI, 8 extra base hits in total. Currently riding an 8-game on-base streak. Palmquist set, deals home. Lee Sang takes again. That's a strike curveball at the belt, 2-1.
Steady diet of curveballs right now for Marcus Lee Sang. And he's flinching a little bit on those curveballs. So I would think until he kind of locks that shoulder in tight a little bit, doesn't flinch on it, you may see some more.
2-1 count to Lee Sang. Palmquist set again. Checks back at Wilson at second. Here's the pitch. And that's a fastball, this time on the outside corner, 2-2.
That's a good mix of pitches instead. Just in the event that Marcus Lee Sang is thinking the same thing. Well, he's throwing me a bunch of curveballs in a row here. He's probably going to throw me another one, and you don't. You end up speeding up everything by coming back with a fastball.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Marcus Lee Sang. Palmquist checks back, fires home, and it's swung on a miss from Lee Sang. And he's down on strikes. 4 strikeout tonight for Palmquist. Ends up striking out the side in the second around that Ethan Wilson double. No runs on a hit. No errors, 1 left for the Fightin' Phils. We'll head to the third. Our score, Reading 1, Hartford 0.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
We go to the top half of the third inning. And in this third inning, the Fightin' Phils want to thank their good friends at Pepsi for presenting this season in Baseball Town. Go Fightin' Phils and drink more Pepsi. So 1-0 Reading leads in this top half of the third inning. Bottom third, manager Bobby Meacham's lineup is due up for the Yard Goats, starting with Zach Kokoska. A lead out from the left side as Efrain Contreras returns for his third inning of work. The righty from the windup deals home, and it's on the inside corner, 0-1. Just 13 pitches through 2 innings for Efrain Contreras. Here's the 0-1, and it's outside. Trying to check his swings, Kokoska. They'll appeal. Third base umpire Paul Romer will say no swing, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kokoska yesterday 1 for 4 with a strikeout. 1-1 is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Just 1 hit on the road trip so far for Hartford. That spans 6 games. Has driven in a couple of runs. Hartford went 2-3 at Binghamton last week before making the trek down to Reading. 2-1. Swung on, into the hands, jam shot, shallow left. Schwecke, the third baseman, goes out, makes the catch, takes a little leap as well, and 1 out in the inning. That'll bring Braxton Fulford to the plate.
You got to like what you've seen from Contreras to this point in time. I mean, obviously you got the base hit from Ritter wiped out by the caught stealing. But for the most part, I said it before, a lot of soft contact, and more importantly than anything right now, no walks.
First pitch to Fulford is swung on, hit in the air, shallow left. Rodriguez, the shortstop, goes out, waves everyone off, makes the catch. 2 gone in the inning, and that pitch count continues to stay down for Contreras. 17 through 2 2/3. That'll bring Kyle Datris to the plate. Datris, who's making his first appearance of the series. Joined the Argoats recently, playing in just his 3rd game. Began the season in the Arizona Complex League and was transferred back to the Argoats on May the 3rd. He's been a staple in Hartford, though, as he gets settled in. And he'll bat from the right-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Datris, who is in his 3rd season with the Argoats, he is their franchise career leader in home runs, runs, stolen base, and on-base percentage. 1-0 inside, he takes 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs in the top half of the 3rd inning. Reading leads 1-0, bases are empty. Here's the pitch. And Datris takes inside, slider 84. It's a strike, 2-1. Contreras struggled with control last time out in Binghamton. That's not the case tonight. 2-1's upstairs for a ball. It's 3-1.
Coming into the game, in 3 starts, 10 walks, 7 strikeouts for Contreras.
So far tonight, 0s in both categories. Lots of weak contact, though, the 3-1. And that's at the knees for a called strike. It's 3-2. Back to that slider at 84. And Efrain Contreras is a strike away from getting out of this top of the 3rd inning. A line fire, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Kyle Datris down on strikes. Efrain Contreras, another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Contreras has faced the minimum. We'll go to the home half of the 3rd. Fightin' Phils are on top. It's 1-0.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Bottom half of the 3rd inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. 1-0 Fightin' Phil's on top in this bottom half of the third inning. Jake Starr, Bob McCool, joining you as always on a beautiful Wednesday night from America's Classic Ballpark. Temperatures just north of 80 degrees, not many clouds in the sky. Wind slightly blowing out towards right center. And it'll be 9-1-2 of the lineup due up for the Fightin' Phils. Arturo De Freitas making his second start of the season, third overall in a Fightin' Phils uniform, digs in from the right side. First pitch is a breaking pitch that misses up to De Freitas, 1 ball, no strikes. Arturo, who was 0 for 3 in his first start of the season a little while back, gets the chance to start tonight. Here's the 1-0, and it is on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Defensively is mostly what De Freitas is known for. Throughout his career, he has thrown out 38% of would-be base stealers. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit in the air, out towards center, not deep. In a couple of steps to the center fielder, Veen, and he'll get under it and make the catch. And that is out number 1. And that'll circle us back to the top of the lineup card to the switch hitting Robert Moore. But finishing off the thought on De Freitas real quick, all reports out of spring training said he had a really good spring with the bat. So hopefully some extended playing time. See some of that offensive production come from there. First pitch to Moore, big swing and a miss. It's a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, but the frustrating part is Caleb Ricketts really started to seem to find a groove with the bat, and he ends up on the 7-day IL.
Here's the 0-1, and Moore swings and slices it foul. No balls, 2 strikes to Robert Moore. Moore 1 for 5 in the series so far. Had a double yesterday in Reading's 7-1 series opening win. And it's no balls, 2 strikes to Moore. Bats from the right side. Slightly open stance, the pitch. That's inside. Almost got a piece of Moore, but he leans out of the way of it. And it goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moore, who was 3 for 18, couple of runs scored last week on the road in Portland. Here's the 1-2, and it's a curveball that misses down. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Robert Moore. Ranks as the Phillies' number 26 overall prospect. Him and Hendry Mendez were the return for Oliver Dunn back in December in a trade. 2-2 is inside, and it's swung on and cued straight back out of play, and it's 2-2 again. Oliver Dunn, who is playing in the big leagues with the Brewers. In about a month, he'll get a chance to come to Citizens Bank Park when the Brewers take on the Phillies June 3rd. 2-2, Moore swings and misses on a sinker outside. He's down on strikes. That's the 5th strikeout for Carson Palmquist tonight, and that'll bring Jose Rodriguez to the plate. He tripled his first time up, but he's up with 2 outs in the 3rd.
And he's been the punch because Palmquist has looked good. 5 strikeouts now overall. Hasn't walked a batter, with the exception of the triple by Jose Rodriguez. He's been in command.
Here's the first pitch to Rodriguez. It's inside. He swings at it. Hits it off the hands, rolls it right back to the mound. Palmquist scoops it, couple of steps to first, and I'll flip it that way. And it's a very quick 1-2-3 third inning for Carson Palmquist. We're a third of the way home here from Baseball Town. We'll head to the 4th. Reading, they're still on top. It's 1-0.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Did you know that the blood that you donate at Miller Keystone Blood Center stays right here in your community? That's right, it goes to your area hospitals. So you might just be helping a family member, a friend, or a neighbor. Call Miller Keystone Blood Center, the only community blood center servicing your local hospitals. 1-800-BA-DONOR or go to giveapint.org. We're located at 1047 Old Burnville Road, just behind Classic Harley-Davidson.
Top half of the 4th inning. The Fightin' Phils are on top. It's 1-0. After a lightning quick first third of this game, I will throw things over to my broadcast partner in the booth, Bob McCool to take over on the play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Jake. Pitchers duel so far between right-hander Efrain Contreras for the Fightin' Phils and lefty Carson Palmquist for the Hartford Yard Goats. Hartford will send the top of its order up here against Contreras, who has faced the minimum number of batters through 3 innings. No runs on a hit for the Yard Goats, 1 run on 2 hits for the Fightins. Adiel Amadar will lead it off against Contreras. He rolled one to the second baseman Robert Moore to get things started in the first inning. Amador looking for his first hit of the series and went hitless in the previous series for the Yard Goats as well. They went and ultimately played 5 games in Binghamton, getting one of those games rained out. So in the 5 games against Binghamton, Amador went 0 for 13, and he's now 0 for 5 in this series. So it's been a long time since Adiel Amadar has got himself on base, hitting at just 123 as he stands in. The first pitch to him is a strike, and Contreras comes right back with a pitch that's up high. The fastball makes the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Contreras takes a look at his catcher, Arturo De Freitas, who comes with a pitch that's a bit low this time, and now it's 2-1. Contreras was a property of the San Diego Padres for the bulk of his professional career, signed as an international free agent by the Padres in 2017. Last year pitched in San Antonio, the AA affiliate of the Padres. This one lifted down the third baseline. Trevor Schwecke, the third baseman, will give it a chase, but it'll bounce off the umbrellas in the 67 club. And it's a 2 balls and 2 strikes now count to Adiel Amadar. Amadar just 21 years of age and the top prospect in the Rockies organization.
Really struggled to get going, though. That's the big thing, is that adjustment to AA pitching.
Hit .302 last year in Spokane. This one ripped foul down the first base line. Hit it hard, but hooked it foul over the Fightin' Phils bullpen down the first base line. And Amadar will retreat back to the home plate spot where he is in a 2 balls and 2 strike count. Amadar is a bit deceptive in his size. He is 200 pounds, very thick in the legs and power base. As he rolls this one again towards second base. Robert Moore again will retire Amador for the out to start the 4th.
Yeah, and it's been 10 up, technically 10 down for the Yard Goats so far. The lone man to reach base was Ritter back in the second, but as we talked about already, he was thrown out by Arturo De Freitas, who I talked about already. Defensively, he's really stood out in his professional career. 38% of would-be base stealers thrown out, and just 13 errors, 20 pass balls across his entire pro career.
So that will bring up Sterling Thompson. Thompson flew out to center field his first time up. Thompson had 3 hits last night plus a walk, so on base 4 times in 5 at-bats. The first pitch to him this time is a ball. The next one, a little squibber off the end of the bat. Slow roll to short. Rodriguez off-balance throw, not in time. The good speed of Sterling Thompson will beat it out, what will no doubt be a base hit. Second hit of the game for the Yard Goats. Comes with 1 out here in the 4th.
Yeah, Schwecke from third started to cut over and kind of peeled off at the last second. Not sure if that was the case, just not thinking he'd be able to get it, or maybe Rodriguez caught him off for it. But even if Schwecke fields it, probably a tough play no matter what, just of how softly hit and the angle it came off the bat at.
So Thompson's safe at first base, and it is this second hit of the game for the Yard Goats. It'll bring Zach Veen to the plate. Veen flew out to left field his first time up. Veen on base 3 times yesterday. First pitch to the young left-handed hitter is outside for a ball. Single, walk, and hit by a pitch for Zach Veen last night, who stands at the plate with a .314 batting average when this game began. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. This one driven into right center field. Back goes Marcus Lee-Sang. He'll look up and say goodbye as Zach Veen drives one onto the Redner's Event Center porch. And with that, the Yard Goats take the lead. It's 2-1 Hartford.
Ball was hit hard off the bat, 108, went 384 feet. Was a fastball bottom of the zone to Veen, who's a lefty, and just kind of got the bat down on it and gave it a ride.
Yeah, lefties love those low pitches, and Veen golfed that one out of here. His 4th home run of the year, RBI number 9 and 10 on the season. And with that, Hartford flips the script. They lead it 2-1, and Yanquiel Fernandez now will bat. First pitch to him is on the outside corner for a called strike. Fernandez grounded out to first base his first time up. So 1 out now in the 4th with 2 runs across. 0-1 pitch. This one lifted straight up in the infield. Moore, the second baseman, will take charge, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
And look, if you're Contreras, you pitched so well tonight. Pretty much everything's been softly hit except for one. So look, if you can limit the damage to just that, I don't think there's anything really negative you can say about this outing so far.
Brings Warming Burnable to the plate. Burnable flew out to right field his first time up. 2 down now in the inning. The first pitch to Burnable. Big swing, no contact at the off-speed pitch. And there's plenty of different pitches in the arsenal for Contreras. Fastball, curve, change, cutter, and slider. As the off-speed pitch is rolled foul down the third baseline, and he quickly works ahead of Burnable. No balls and 2 strikes. A reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to the residents at Village Greens, new assisted living facility in Spring Township, as Burnable takes one low for a ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Burnable just 207 on the season. 1 for 6 now on this series. Kind of leans in with that off-speed pitch and takes it for a ball. It's 2-2. Outfield and the infield playing Burnable around to pull from the right-hand batter's box. Contreras from the windup, 2-2 pitch. Holds off, it's 3-2. Contreras last year at Double-A San Antonio in the Padres organization made 35 appearances, 17 of them starts. 6-7 with a 4.92 earned run average. He did surrender 14 home runs a year ago. 2-run home run by Zach Veen right now has Hartford on top, and that one's over for a called strike 3. And they'll do it for the Yard Goats here in the 4th. But they score 2 runs. They do it on 2 hits. They leave none. We head to the bottom of the 4th in Baseball Town. It's the Yard Goats 2, the Fightin' Phils 1.
Are you ready to embark on the adventure of retirement? Welcome to the Highlands at Wyomissing, where over 35 years of experience have perfected the art of senior living. Nestled on over 113 acres of serene landscape, our community offers a haven for active seniors seeking tranquility and excitement alike. Discover a lifestyle enriched with stunning amenities and engaging activities, all within the premier nonprofit life care community in Berks County. Bid farewell to home maintenance and embrace more quality time with loved ones as you enjoy a calendar brimming with thrilling events and trips. Experience the security, independence, and boundless opportunities that await you at the Highlands at Wyomissing. Call us today and unlock the possibilities of your retirement. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phil's team store to stay repped all season long. Head to our store at FirstEnergy Stadium or online at artphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phil's hats, jerseys, kids apparel, and much more. Looking for something new? Check out our brand new Pinstripe and Los Luchadores jerseys. Root for your Fightins in style and stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Team store or artphils.com/shop.
We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Fightin' Phils now trailing it for the first time in this game and in this series for that matter as well, as they come to the plate in the bottom of the 4th with a 2-1 deficit. They'll send 3, 4, and 5 due up in this inning. Trevor Schwecke, Bryce Ball, and Carlos De La Cruz. During this inning, we'll take a look throughout the Philadelphia Phillies organization thanks to EPAW Weather Consulting, your source for public and private forecasts in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and northern and eastern Maryland. As Carson Palmquist, the left-hander, comes with his first pitch that's up and in to Trevor Schwecke for a ball. In case you missed it, Philadelphia Phillies saw their 7-game winning streak come to an end this afternoon at Citizens Bank Park. They've dropped the second of the 2-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays 5-3. Phils put a rally together in the bottom of the 9th, but come up short. And lose it 5-3. They'll now head on the road, off tomorrow, and then start a 3-game series in Miami on Friday night. 2 balls and no strikes now to Trevor Schwecke. Swings and fouls this one straight back. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs tonight going up against Syracuse. That's a 6:45 start at Coca-Cola Park. Jersey Shore Blue Claws had themselves their morning game, just like the Fightins did yesterday. They played at 11 o'clock this morning against Wilmington. Schwecke swings again and fouls it out of play. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And finally, the Clearwater Threshers at Tampa with a 6:30 start tonight in Class A ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Trevor Schwecke and the Reading Fightin' Phils. Palmquist pitch. In the inside corner for a called strike 3. 6 strikeouts now for Carson Palmquist. 1 out here in the 4th.
6 strikeouts, and that's up to 44 on the season. Entered today at 38, which ranked best in the Eastern League. Entered today first in the league in strikeouts, 6th in the league in ERA, and both of those marks continue to improve.
Fastball that's not going to overpower anybody at 90-92. Slider and a changeup. And the slider there to Bryce Ball is inside for ball 1. He struck out Ball the first time up on a steady diet of off-speed pitches. That's all that Bryce Ball has seen so far in this series. And catches that one on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Ball able to get a double out of last night's game. 1 for 4 in the game last night. Hitting at just 149. That one misses outside. Now it's 2 balls and a strike. Ball 25 years of age. Spent some time in the Braves organization, the Chicago Cubs organization as well. There's an off-speed pitch. This time he's on it, but he hooks it foul. Hit it hard, but foul down the first baseline and over the grandstand. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Bryce Ball.
Not the first one here in the last couple of weeks. Ball is crushed, but foul down that right field line.
So now it's 2-2. Lefty on lefty, Palmquist to Ball. Fist this one foul and straight back to our left.
But to our left, that's the issue.
It's always
to our left. It's like, is it Alicia Keys, the song about to the left? You don't know.
I know the song,
don't know either.
but I don't sang it. Now you want me to know not just the song, but who sings it.
Well, we just did pick a song the inning before.
I knew that. There's Boston. Dream on. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Ball just outside. It's 3-2. That was much more my era, though. See, that's the difference.
That was Beyonce.
No, I'm talking about Boston.
No, I'm just saying that's the song.
Beyonce, yeah.
Irreplaceable by Beyonce. I was nowhere close.
This one nowhere close as well as it bounces up there. And Bryce Ball's a base runner.
Well, I'll make the same joke that I made in Portland last weekend. Base on balls for Bryce Ball, more like a Bryce on balls.
Very good. Yeah, it's okay. No, it's
you think it's good. You just don't want to give me credit.
Well, there's a little bit of that in there as well. I'm not going to lie. That'll bring Carlos De La Cruz to the plate. Carlos, a strikeout victim his first time up. Carlos at just 153 on the season. Limited in action as well. Now we get a pitch clock violation already against De La Cruz. So Carlos already in the hole, no balls and a strike. As if the guy doesn't have enough things going against him. Now the umpire is going to bang him with a pitch clock violation before he settles into the batter's box.
So all of a sudden you're in a no ball, 1 strike count without even seeing a pitch.
Bryce Ball with a minimal lead off of first base, and the pitch inside to De La Cruz. It's 1-1. Carlos, as we talked about in his first plate appearance, nothing but consistent last year, and has yet to find that groove so far in 2024. Last year, 259s, 24 home runs, 67 RBIs, as he takes this one outside for a ball. Now Pedrique thinking that Carlos is just taking on too much responsibility himself, just thinking that he has to do too much. 2-1 to count to him. Driven into center field straight away. Zach Veen going back, looks up. It's off the base of the fence. Bryce Ball turning third. Al Pedrique is waving him in. The cutoff relay to the plate is not in time. RBI double for Carlos De La Cruz, and we're tied at 2.
Well, we kept saying just had to hit one hard. That was hard. 104 off the bat for De La Cruz. Just his second double and second extra base hit of the season. And I don't know if you noticed this, Bob, but the ball died immediately after it hit the wall. I don't know if Bryce Ball scores on that, or that one shoots right to Veen right away. But the ball dying, you saw Veen had it played back and had to charge up to get it. That allowed Ball a couple of extra seconds to score.
So with that, Phils have tied it up, and the go-ahead run now at second base for Carlos De La Cruz. And Ethan Wilson, who doubled his first time up, is now at the plate for the Fightins. It's a hustle double for Ethan Wilson. Single off the bat that he hustled to second base. He shows bunt, pulls it back. And it's 1 ball and no strikes now to Ethan Wilson. 1 out here in the fourth. Phils have tied it at 2-2. And now looking for some more damage. Defense plays the left-hander Ethan Wilson pretty much straight away. 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. It's 2-0.
Wilson's another guy like De La Cruz. So you know once he gets going, he can really get going. And these are two guys who have seen a lot of Double-A pitching these last year and a half. So you know they have what it takes to be successful. Just about finding that groove and getting into it consistently.
That double last time up was the first extra base hit of the season for Ethan Wilson. Fouls this one straight back. It's 2-1. So he got his first extra base hit his last time up. Now looking for his first RBI of the season. With De La Cruz at second base and 1 out. Got to feel good for Carlos De La Cruz right now, standing at second base. Palmquist kind of comes a little sidearm with that delivery, but he misses it outside. He wanted that pitch, but doesn't get the call from Josiah Shepard, the home plate umpire. I think he's hearing it a little bit from the Hartford dugout as well. It's 3-1 to Ethan Wilson. And that's outside ball 4. Again, Palmquist with his palms up in the air saying, where was that pitch at? Ethan Wilson will take the walk.
And another good at-bat by a Fightin' Phil's hitter, and that was close. Looked like it may have had the bottom of the strike zone, so all of a sudden you got runners on first and second, 1 out for Casey Martin. If you're Hartford, silver lining is you have the double play in order as you get to the bottom of the Fightin' Phil's lineup, but still for Palmquist, someone who's been pretty good of control, 12 walks across 27 innings this year. Entering today, you don't want to walk 2 in the same inning.
So 2 on, 1 out, and Casey Martin at the plate, as Jake said, strikeout victim his first time up, and the first pitch to him is on the inside corner for a called strike. So the Phil's doing what we talked about with Al Padrique in our pregame show if you missed it, and that's turning walks into runs. As Bryce Ball got this started with a walk with 1 out, Carlos De La Cruz plates him with a double, ties the game at 2-2. And now after Ethan Wilson walks, 2 on, 1 out, and a pitch that kind of slipped out of the fingers of Palmquist, and it's way outside, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike to Casey Martin.
And you start to wonder if he's starting to lose a little bit of the feel right now. As he's struggling with command, that curveball nowhere close, up to 63 pitches too.
Takes a look back at De La Cruz at second, and a second look now comes to the plate. And that catches the outside corner. Now it's 1-2 to Martin.
I don't think he liked that call. Gives a look back to Josiah Shepard, the home plate umpire.
So now Martin in a protect mode at 1-2. Fouls it straight back. Staying alive. The productive bat of Marcus Lee Sang in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. Outfield playing Casey Martin pretty deep all the way around. Started and tried to stop, but he did not. Casey Martin, a strikeout victim, and a pitch that almost hit him in his back foot.
Right fielder, Marcus Lee Sang.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a case of he was trying to get out of the way, but the bat just came forward, or if he thought swing at first. I was like, oh, shoot, got to hold up on that one.
I think it's the latter. I think he had made up his mind that he was swinging at that pitch, and ultimately he had no chance to hit it based on where it was delivered. So now there's 2 outs, and Palmquist in a spot here to try to get out of any further trouble if he can get Marcus Lee Sang, who is second on the Fightin' Phils in RBIs on the year with 15 as he stands in. Comes to the off-speed pitch, and it's over for a called strike.
Something really interesting about Lee Sang, we talked about on the pregame show, hitting a lot better at the bottom of the lineup, hitting .316 when hitting ninth, .182 in every other spot of the lineup.
Yeah, so he's batting 8th in tonight's game. Maybe you can fool him and tell him he's hitting 9th. Don't let him know the truth. Swings at an off-speed pitch. He is seeing a steady diet of curveballs from Carson Palmquist, and Palmquist right now has his number with that pitch.
I mean, usually the advantage of batting lower in the lineup is you see more fastballs.
Right.
And Palmquist going completely astray from that usual approach.
So no balls and 2 strikes to Marcus Lee Sang. Comes with a fastball but misses it low. It's 1-2. That's the same approach he had on Marcus Lee Sang the last time. Got ahead of him with curveballs and then tried to get the fastball by him and was able to get him out on a strikeout to end the second. Trying to do the same here in the fourth. Curveball swinging a strike 3, and that'll do it for the Fightins in the fourth. But they get a run, they do it on a hit, they leave 2, 4 complete. It's now the Yard Goats 2, the Fightins 2.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 9 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksareus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phillies.
Welcome back to the FirstEnergy Stadium alongside Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. We head to the 5th inning in a brand new ball game as the Reading Fightin' Phils put a run across in the bottom of the 4th on the RBI double from Carlos de la Cruz, and we're tied at 2-2. Efrain Contreras back out on the mound for the Fightins. Worked his way through the first 4, having only given up 3 hits. One of them a 2-run home run from Zach Veen in the last inning. And as a result of that, what's where the production comes from so far in the Yard Goat lineup. Ryan Ritter will lead it off for Hartford here in the 5th. Ritter got the first hit of the night for Hartford with a single back into second inning. Was eventually caught stealing on the play. We head to the top half of the 5th inning. Fight Phils like to recognize Body Zone Sports and Wellness as the official workout facility of the Phils. As Ryan Ritter at the plate, right-hander on right-hander, takes one for a ball. Ritter, the number 13 prospect in the Rockies organization, just 23 years of age. 4th-round draft pick in 2022 at the University of Kentucky. And takes that one for a ball. It's 2-0. Ritter spent time at 3 different levels last year in the Rockies organization. Fresno, Spokane, and then finished up with Hartford in the last couple of games of the year. Takes that one outside, and now Efrain Contreras falls behind 3 balls and no strikes. Contreras has not yet walked a batter, but he's behind 3-0 right now. And that's there for a called strike. Ritter dropped the bat, started to head to first base.
It's definitely been a more inconsistent zone tonight, it's felt like, from our home plate umpire, but obviously, looks like that one did nibble the bottom part of the zone, so you'll take it if you're Contreras.
So now he'll come back with his 3-1 pitch. Tapped foul down the third base line. Bobby Meacham, the first-year manager for the Yard Goats, coaching in the third base coaching box. Luis Lopez coaches at first. So Contreras has now come back to get the count full against Ryan Ritter, leading off here in the 5th. Tapped foul again. Ritter hitting at .250 now in the season after his base hit the last time up. Same thing, taps it foul down the third baseline. So 3 straight foul balls off the bat of Ryan Ritter with 2 strikes.
Good fight from Ritter, who singled in his lone plate appearance tonight, but as we talked about, was thrown out at second on what looked to be a pass ball, but the Freitas stuck with it and made a great throw to second.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So Contreras, oh, we got a piece of it. Foul tip, I stand corrected, so it stays 3-2.
Continues to stay alive.
So Contreras continues to get him swinging. Just can't put him away right now. And that has been a problem for Ryan Ritter in the strikeout category. Struck out 26 times in 68 at plate appearances so far, and he strikes out one more time, and he's not happy about it. Again, dropped the bat and headed to first base. But home plate umpire Josiah Shepard calls it strike 3 instead. That's 1 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, I mean, to Ritter's case, the ball was definitely out of the strike zone, but we said wide zone tonight, and I think at this point of the game, if you're a Fightin' Phil's player, or Hartford, you have to recognize it's a big zone. I got to be swinging at pretty much anything with 2 strikes.
Zach Kokoska now bats for the Yard Goats, and he takes one a bit low for a ball. Some activity in the Fightin' Phil's bullpen here in the 5th. Pitch to Kokoska is also low. It looks like Contreras slipped a little bit coming off the mound.
It's Carlos Francisco who's up and throwing, so I wonder if it's 5 innings the max for Contreras, or if it's more of a if he gets into trouble type situation. He's only at 53 pitches.
This one ripped into right field. Lee Sang will go back and look at it now with his long gone. Zach Kokoska puts Hartford right back up on top with a solo home run.
107 off the bat, 366 feet, and it was gone off the bat. Kokoska took a couple of extra seconds to get out of the batter's box, admired that one that he hit, and the Yard Goats, after Reading ties it, responds with another home run.
So it's 3-2 now. Hartford back up on top on the 4th home run of the season for Zach Kokoska. His 19th RBI of the year as well. And now Contreras has to go back to work and try to get Braxton Fulford with 1 out here in the 5th. Right-handed hitting Fulford drives one into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. De La Cruz cannot cut it off, and it's going to roll all the way to the fence. Fulford will roll into second base with a stand-up double.
Yeah, back-to-back hard hits. That one 109 off the bat. That was a fastball pretty much center cut. So you also kind of wonder maybe it was a 2-time through the order type thing for Contreras, as you can see he's starting to get hit hard and don't want to even be 2 times through. Here comes Al Patrique, and unless this is a rare conversation with the manager, I think might be the end of the line for Efrain Contreras.
Skipper has not yet made the motion, but when he makes the walk, it's usually a already done deal. This may be more than anything giving the bullpen a little bit of extra time, and there is the call. The Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen has been made. When we come back on Ready Fight Phil's radio network, we'll fill you in. Right now, it is the Yard Goats on top, 3-2.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living.
Watch me now.
Listen up, baseball fans. The Bally Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Bally Live app today.
So as he said, heading to break, it is the Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen, and that call will be made to right-handed pitcher Carlos Francisco. steps in with a runner at second base and 1 out, and a run in for the Yard Goats on the home run by Kokoska puts them on top 3-2.
Carlos Francisco, it's his team leading 11th appearance. He's 1-0 with a 5.68 ERA, 12 2/3 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 13 walks. Has been mostly a middle reliever, but very versatile in his use as well.
Kyle Datris will be the first player to face him. Datris, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Datris, one of 3 Pennsylvania products on this Hartford roster. One of them, Benny Montgomery, inactive. And in a little-known fact, probably little known only to me, all 3 of them won a state championship in their high school days. Kyle Datris won 2 of them at Loyalsock High School outside of Williamsport in 2013 and 2014. Zach Kokoska, who hit the home run to put Hartford on top, won 1-1 for Latrobe in 2017. As Datris takes one outside, it's now 2-0. And Benny Montgomery, who unfortunately for some fans in this area is on the disabled list and not able to play. He's from Redland High School just outside of Harrisburg, won 2 state titles as well in 2019 and 2021. 2-0, lifted straight up, foul territory down the first base line. Bryce Ball will give it a chase, has room and makes the catch for out number 1.
Well, if I think of everybody in my life that I know, and I ask myself, who would know state championship history of any sport in Pennsylvania, probably the only person I would think of is you.
Well, like I said, little known fact, only probably me, and that's about it. But nonetheless, it is true.
It is a cool nugget.
Absolutely. For a team from Hartford, Connecticut, and the Colorado Rockies organization.
I mean, they had last year Chris McMahon, who was a Westchester kid.
Correct.
He had surgery, so I believe he's out for at least the start of the year.
Adiel Amador at the plate now for the Yard Goats. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts to second base. And the first pitch from Carlos Francisco to Amador is up for a ball. So runner at second base now and 2 outs. Amador drives this one to right field. Marcus Lee Sang will take a couple steps back and he'll make the catch for the third and final out. So Francisco does his job, but the Yard Goats with the home run from Kokoska back up on top. As we head to the bottom of the 5th in Baseball Town, it's now Hartford 3, Reading 2.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living. When the Reading Fightin' Phils get hungry, we turn to our team feed partners. Special thanks to Chick-fil-A, Giovanna's Pizzeria, Railroad House, Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, Jersey Mike's Subs, Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Bakery, Subway, and Clean Eats for making sure the Fightin' Phils front office is never hungry on game day. Our staff enjoys delicious meals from our team feed partners. Don't take our word for it. Find out for yourself today.
To the bottom of the 5th, and the Fightin' Phils again with work to do. As the bats of Hartford have retaken the lead, it's 3-2 now. Hartford on top, and it'll be Arturo De Freitas, the number 9 hole hitter for the Fightins tonight, and then the top of the order, Robert Moore and Jose Rodriguez due up to face left-handed pitcher Carson Palmquist for the Yard Goats. He is the number 15 prospect in the Rockies organization. And has looked pretty good so far tonight and so far on the season. 3-1 on the year with a 2.0 ERA, 27 innings pitched, 38 strikeouts and just 12 walks. Well, he's been even better than that tonight. 8 strikeouts so far tonight. He has surrendered 2 walks, both of them in that last 4th inning. And one of them comes back to hurt him. Bryce Ball walked, then Carlos De La Cruz plated him on a double for the Phils run in that 4th inning. First pitch to De Freitas is up high for a ball. De Freitas flew out to center field his first time up. Takes this one way outside. It's 2-0. Freitas getting his first start behind the plate here in Baseball Town in 2024. Did get a start earlier as the designated hitter. 2-0 to him. Swings and back through the middle and into center field for a base hit. So Arturo De Freitas gets his first hit of the season. And he is a leadoff base runner for the Fightins here in the 5th. So swings the lineup around now to Robert Moore. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the left-handed pitching of Palmquist, and he's 0 for 2 so far on the night. This bottom half of the 5th inning in Baseball Town is presented to you by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled in a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. And the first pitch to Robert Moore is a called strike. Moore now 1 for 6 in the series and has been struggling of late. Batting average now under the 240 mark as he stands in. Chokes up on the bat. 0-1 pitch coming from Palmquist. Inside ball 1 ball and 1 strike. Misses again, this time outside. It's 2-1. Phils and Yard Goats at it again tomorrow night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. 6:45 our start time tomorrow night on Thursday. Friday and Saturday, same thing. And fireworks to follow on Friday and Saturday night here at the ballpark. 2-1 to Robert Moore, way inside ball 3. So now Robert Moore in a position to make this a little bit more damaging for Carson Palmquist. And don't forget, Sunday is Mother's Day. Don't forget that for 2 reasons. One, because it's Mother's Day, and because the Phils are home on Mother's Day with a 5:15 start. Bring Mom out to the ballpark. She gets a free Fightin' Phil's crossbody fanny pack. Robert Moore swings at the 3-1 pitch and fouls it out of play, and so now the count is 3-2. So you've been warned. It is Mother's Day. Don't forget Mom. And, why not bring her out to the ballpark? Arturo De Freitas will take his lead off at first with 1 out. And a 3-2 count now to Robert Moore. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As he cannot catch up to the high fastball. And Moore is a strikeout victim for the 2nd time tonight and the 9th time today for Palmquist that he has struck out a Fightin' Phil. Now there's 2 outs here in the 5th. And Jose Rodriguez will bat. Rodriguez off to a great start in this series. A couple of doubles last night. And a triple today. Scored the Phil's first run with that triple in the 1st inning. Came home on a sacrifice fly from Trevor Schwecke, who's in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, big contact, so much so that Rodriguez popped out of his own helmet. Jose does not get cheated early on in the count. He pretty much turns it loose early on. If he makes contact, okay, and then kind of tightens up a little bit as the count deepens. No balls and a strike to him. Way inside, almost hit him. It's 1-1.
He is having a adventure these first couple of pitches. Helmet comes off, has to jump over a pitch. Well, maybe he can get his 4th extra base hit of the series and make it all pay off.
Arturo De Freitas takes his lead off at first. He's singled. 1-1 pitch. Lifts this one foul straight back and out of play. It's 1-2. Rodriguez now with his strong start to this series has the batting average up and over the Mendoza line with his 3 hits so far. Again, extra base hits, the key component last night for the Phils. 6 of their 8 hits were extra base hits. 1-2 pitch, lifts it foul again, out of play.
Was a season best 6 extra base hits, 4 doubles, which also were a season high for this Reading team.
2 extra base hits in this one. Both of them led to runs. The triple by Rodriguez scored the first run, and then the double by Carlos De La Cruz plated the 2nd run. 1-2 now to Rodriguez. This one again, foul and out of play. He battles Carson Palmquist.
You do see, though, the approach change as the at-bat progresses for Rodriguez. Kind of more comes out thinking big swing early on, and then as the count progresses, it kind of settles into more, okay, let's just put the ball in play here. hit a line drive right side, fight off whatever you got to fight off, do what you got to do.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to him. Pickoff attempt. DeFreitas dives back in.
They're going to say it's a balk.
Oh, they are saying it's a balk. I heard the moans and groans, but I couldn't figure out what it was because I was not keeping an eye on Josiah Shepard. And the Hartford dugout has not been real contented with the home plate umpire. And Bobby Meacham now is going to go out and voice his complaint as DeFreitas will move up to second base on the balk.
I think they're saying, I think when he stepped, it may have been towards home plate ever so slightly. So at least looking at the replay we have up here, that's my best guess.
I mean, let's face it. Let's be honest. Every left-hander balks because they all do it. Sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't.
Nonetheless, though, it's a runner in scoring position on Palmquist's balk. That's his second balk he's had this year.
So now the tying run in scoring position if Rodriguez can get him home. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Outside ball 2. And that's the other piece that Rodriguez showed early on after the Phils signed him very late, right before the season started. And in the opening series, Rodriguez showed some patience and worked some good counts and got himself on base by way of some base on balls a number of times early on. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him now. Tap foul down the third baseline. It is a fair ball. Burnable long throw across the diamond in time for the out. And that'll be out number 2 now in the inning. DeFreitas has to stay put at second base. And that passes the baton now to Trevor Schwecke, who drove in the first run of the game for the Phils with a sacrifice fly. A runner at second base now and 2 outs for the Fightins here in the 5th. Schwecke, the veteran right-hander, stands in, pitch to him, way outside. Good grab by the catcher, Braxton Fulford. Make sure that one didn't get airmailed to the backstop and let DeFreitas move up. 1-0 to Trevor Schwecke. Way inside, it's 2-0. So Palmquist misses way outside on the first, way inside on the second. Schwecke last year with the Toronto Blue Jays organization, played at both New Hampshire here in AA and AAA Buffalo as well. 2-0 count to him. Inside again, it's 3-0.
Yeah, really got quite familiar with that drive from Manchester, New Hampshire to Buffalo, New York. Shuttled back and forth a handful of times, then ended up being a Rule 5 pick in the minor league phase by the Phillies this past December.
It's a much better drive than the one from A to AA when you got to go to Vancouver to New Hampshire.
I hope you're not driving that.
Schwecke taking all the way. It takes one right down the gut for a 3 balls and 1 strike count to him.
He had 0 intent of taking the bat off his shoulder there. I mean, you look at the yard goat, same thing. You're going from Spokane, Washington to Hartford, Connecticut. I have to assume if you get called up and you have a car, you're probably shipping your car.
If not, they're going to take you a while to get there. 3 balls and a strike now to Trevor Schwecke. Way inside again, ball 4. So Schwecke works the walk. Third surrendered now by Palmquist with 2 outs in the 5th. So sure that wasn't a bit of a pitch around with Bryce Ball, the lefty, coming up, although it will induce a visit to the pitcher's mound by pitching coach Dan Meyer. And some activity in the yard goat bullpen.
Yeah, there was some throwing earlier, then it kind of stopped. And now there is throwing again. It's Bryce McGowan, the 24-year-old. Split last year between Spokane and Hartford.
Phil saw 5 different pitchers in last night's game for Hartford. Carson Palmquist, 23-year-old lefty, has himself in a 2-on, 2-out jam, and Bryce Ball at the plate. Ball struck out in the first, walked and came around to score ahead of the De La Cruz double in the 4th. So Ball 1 for 5 on the series. Been on base twice with the double last night and the walk tonight. Tomquist, a couple looks back to second, comes with his pitch. It's outside, ball 1. Bryce Ball with 9 RBIs on the season. That's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1.
Ball had 3 RBI last week at Portland. Had a 3-hit, 2-double, 2 RBI game in game 1 of the doubleheader, or excuse me, last Friday at Portland back on May the 3rd.
1 ball and 1 strike to him here. Palmquist, the lefty, to the left-hand hitting Bryce Ball. There for a called strike 2. It's 1-2. Palmquist from the stretch. Comes to the plate. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it for the Fightins in the 5th. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left, 5 complete. It's Hartford 3, Reading 2.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Briganti Wines offers a great selection of wines in New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania. Headquartered in South Jersey and sourced from Italy's Abruzzo region, Briganti Wines is ran by former Fightin Phil's great and big leaguer Mike Costanzo. They are committed to quality, authenticity, and sustainability, attracting a loyal following of customers. Get Briganti Wines at select local Acme stores. Visit brigantiwines.com to learn more.
Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown and Sinking Spring, the Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a traditional championship-style golf course where shot-making takes precedence over length. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. Carlos Francisco back to work in the 6th inning. Francisco came in and got the final 2 outs of the 5th. And back to work here in the 6th with the Fightins trailing 3-2.
And Contreras' final line, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, no walks, 3 strikeouts. So after some time off the injury list, definitely I think a step in the right direction from Efrain Contreras.
Francisco, 24 years of age. He'll turn 25 in July, and he'll face Sterling Thompson, who's 1 for 2 on the day. And the first pitch to him is outside for a ball. Thompson with 4 hits now in this series, plus a walk. So he has been highly productive from the 2-hole. Yard Goats have not gotten any production out of the leadoff spot, but they've gotten it out of the 2-hole with Sterling Thompson, who is the Rockies' number 5 prospect. Pops this one foul and down the third base line and out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Sterling Thompson. Product of the University of Florida. He is a Colorado native. And taken by the Rockies as a compensatory pick in the 2022 draft. The 31st player taken overall. Off-speed pitch, he's way out in front of that. And now Francisco is out in front of him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last year in 60 games in Spokane, he hit .323 and 7 home runs and 39 RBIs. Called up to Hartford on August the 8th. And in 34 games with the Yard Goats, hit just .238 with 7 more home runs and 17 RBIs. Only 1 home run so far this year, but the batting average has been better, and there's another base hit for him. His 2nd hit of the day, his 5th hit of the series, and a 1-out base runner is Sterling Thompson.
That one, I think, went like through the, not through the arm, but like through like the area between the side and the arm of Francisco. Was probably inches away from making a remarkable snare. out of midair, but on the bright side, at least no damage done to Francisco.
And that'll bring up Zach Veen, who's done some damage with his bat. His last time up, a towering home run up on the veranda of the Redner's Event Center. His 4th home run of the season. It was a 2-run home run, gave the Yard Goats the lead at the time. Shows bunt, drops it down. It's right in front of the plate. DeFreitas going to make the throw to second. It's a wild throw, but a great play by Jose Rodriguez, who somehow or another held on to the bag for the force out. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Well, there's a lot to break down on that. First of all, DeFreitas, who we know has a cannon. We have talked about that before, his ability to throw out base runners. I think it's the right decision buying him to go to second because he had that play. Now, throw was a bit wide, but Rodriguez somehow, some way, keeps the foot on the bag. And as soon as he makes the catch, he points to the bag and said, yes, I got that. I got that. And the umpire agreed. So heck of a play all around.
So that'll put Veen now at first base with 1 out. And Yanquiel Fernandez at the plate. Pickoff attempt to Veen. You got to pay attention to him. He's 7 out of 8 in stolen base category on the year. He's back safely. As Fernandez steps in, 0 for 2 so far on the night, 1 for 7 in the series. Big swing, no contact.
The thing is, too, it's a force play.
Yes.
Back to that last play. So, Rodriguez, you're basically a first baseman. Just stretch and keep the foot on the bag and get the ball in the glove.
He seemed to be parallel to the plane of the universe, though, when he made that catch somehow and either got back down on the bag or somehow kept his foot on the bag somehow. Veen takes off, Fernandez swings and fouls it out of play. And so it's no balls and 2 strikes to Fernandez, and Zach Veen will have to go back to first base.
Veen 7 for 8 in stolen bases this year. It's a Hartford team that likes to run. They're 47 for 50, 94%. Most stolen bases in the Eastern League, but so far through a game and a half, Reading has held them to none.
So Yanquiel Fernandez at the plate, left 0-2 pitch, fouled straight back, and Fernandez stays alive. Yanquiel Fernandez, the number 3 prospect in the Rockies organization. Signed by the Rockies from his native Havana, Cuba, back in 2019. Split last year pretty evenly between High A Spokane and Double A Hartford. Hit just 206 with his time with the Yard Goats. 246 coming into tonight's game. Veen starts and stops, and the pitch is outside. It's 1-2.
Almost seemed like a de facto
I was going to say, I was just about to say, kind of sort of a pitch out, but not completely a pitch out, as Veen started and stopped. And it's 1-2 now to Fernandez. Veen takes off. Fernandez again swings, lifts one foul back in our direction, but couldn't quite get there.
We were ready.
We were. It's 1-2. Almost crazy hot dog-esque in its inability to reach us. Coming up a bit short. Just saying. 1-2 now to Yanquiel Fernandez. Keeping Zach Veen cardio up as he keeps taking off on the pitch. Doesn't take off there, and again Fernandez swings and fouls it straight back. Healthy cuts from Fernandez. Last year in the combined season at Spokane and Hartford, he had a combined 25 home runs. Just 2 so far in this season. Not for lack of trying based on the cuts he's taken against Carlos Francisco. Pickoff attempt. Devine is starting to lean a little bit. Good move by Francisco. Has him diving back in. Francisco again from the stretch. Veen again takes off. Tapped towards the right side. Robert Moore, the second baseman, will field it. Veen kept on running, and he's going to throw him out at third base. Zach Veen just kept on running on the stolen base. Heads up play by Robert Moore. Throws him out from shallow right field. So some questionable base running tonight by the Yard Goats.
What a defensive inning for the Fightin' Phils. You're Robert Moore. I'm looking at that play thinking, oh, okay, good thing he got to it because his momentum was taking him towards second. At least you got the runner out at third, but Moore said, no, sir. I'm going to throw the ball about 150 feet across the field, and Schwecke makes the catch and a nice tag at third. Wow.
That'll bring up Warming Burnable. the old 4-5 in the scorebook. Doesn't happen a whole lot. But Robert Moore throws him out at third. Trevor Schwecke, the third baseman, makes the tag. 2 down now. And a Warming Burnable quickly falls behind. No balls and a strike. Beats that one foul at the plate. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, I always go back to the exact same play whenever I see a second baseman deke a throw to first and go somewhere else. And it's always Game 5 of the 08 World Series when Chase Utley made the throw out at home. I think Stott had a similar play about a week or 2 ago. The Phillies were out west.
No balls and 2 strikes now to Warming Burnable. Fisted into the first base side. Bryce Ball will backpedal and he'll make the catch. So the Phils end up getting out of any further trouble in the 6th. The Yard Goats had something to say about that. But for Hartford in the 6th, no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left to the bottom of the 6th when we come back to America's Classic Ballpark. It's 3-2 Hartford on top.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Briganti Wines offers a great selection of wines in New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania. Headquartered in South Jersey and sourced from Italy's Abruzzo region, Briganti Wines is ran by former Fightin Phil's great and big leaguer Mike Costanzo. They are committed to quality, authenticity, and sustainability, attracting a loyal following of customers. Get Briganti Wines at select local Acme stores. Visit brigantiwines.com to learn more.
Purdue University Golden Wheels call the bullpen for the Hartford Yard Goats. We'll bring in right-hander Bryce McGowan.
Bryce McGowan enters, 24-year-old, was a 18th round pick of the Rockies in 2021 out of the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, former 49er. He was at UNC Charlotte, and it's the 8th appearance of the year for McGowan, 1-0 at 3.68 ERA. 7-1 third innings pitch, 4 hits, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 148 against Bryce McGowan this season. And for Palmquist, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts.
Carlos De La Cruz will be the first one to face him. De La Cruz finally coming through his last time up, drove a double off the center field fence to bring home Bryce Ball, and at the time tied the game up at 2-2. It's 3-2 Hartford on top right now. And that quickly, Carlos De La Cruz, first pitch called strike 1, second pitch break ball that he was way out in front of. And it's no balls and 2 strikes now. Gowan pitching from the stretch, 0-2 pitch. Way outside, it's ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be De La Cruz, Ethan Wilson, and Casey Martin due up for the Fightins here in the 6th. 1-2 pitch from McGowan. Way inside, almost hit him. It's 2-2. De La Cruz with the double, his 2nd double of the season. His 6th RBI of the year is last time up. Started and stopped, and they say he went around, strike 3.
I don't think Carlos too happy with that call from first base umpire Josiah Shepard. It's the 11th team strikeout by Reading tonight after Palmquist gets 10 of his own.
So that'll bring Ethan Wilson to the plate. Wilson been on base both times tonight. Double and walked in 2 plate appearances. First pitch to him, and that's outside for a ball. This day in baseball town history presented by our friends at Savage Auto Group. Visit Tim Profit and the good folks at Savage 61 for all your automotive needs. I'll get you that factoid in a moment, and it's a good one. This one's just a bit outside. It's 2-0.
You like.
It is right up my alley by Jake Starr himself. May 8th, 1955 at Reading. Young man by the name of Roger Maris makes his baseball town debut, dropping down a bunt single in his first at bat. How about that? The guy who breaks Babe Ruth's home run record, playing for the New York Yankees, gets his first base hit in baseball town with a bunt base hit. He'd had a double, a triple, while scoring a pair of runs in the Cleveland Indians, or the Reading Indians, 13-7 loss to Williamsport. Indians commit 5 errors in a game, all in a 3-run third inning. 2 balls and a strike now to Ethan Wilson. Fouls that one straight back, and to finish that, the Williamsport Grays catcher Sam Miley goes 4 for 5, knocks in 6 runs without an extra base hit, while future Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski is 2 for 4 with a triple, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs for Williamsport. How about that for some factoid from one Jake Starr? Roger Maris and Bill Mazeroski in the same game right here in this ballpark.
Were you at that game?
I was not. I was thinking about it.
You were thinking about it?
I was a little late getting there, you know what I mean, by like a couple years.
Couple years.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Ethan Wilson. Way outside, the count is full.
It's just a 1-run ball game, of course, and Reading are very much still in it. You know, obviously they've been a team that's liked to play from ahead, but see if they can battle back from behind tonight.
3-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Ethan Wilson right on it. Just a little bit off with the foul ball straight back off his bat on 2 of the last 3 pitches. Reading, from McGowan.
Reading does have 3 wins this year when trailing after 6. Should that be the results after this inning? I've not won a game yet, though, when trailing after 7 or 8, so worth keeping in mind.
Rolled towards first. Played there by Datris, and he'll make the play himself at first for 2 outs.
Also of note, no action in the Fightin Phil's bullpen, so it looks like Carlos Francisco is going to get the top of the 7th inning. He only had 20 pitches, 15 for strikes, so got to figure Francisco, someone who has been stretched out before, they'll try to do that with him, as Francisco's season high is 2 innings on the dot, so 2 outs. Next inning will surpass that.
Casey Martin now bats. Martin no doubt happy to see Carson Palmquist out of there. He struck out twice in his 2 plate appearances, 2 of the 10 strikeouts by Palmquist. First pitch to Casey Martin is a bit outside for a ball. Next one is there for a called strike 1. 3-2 Goats lead it. Phil's batting here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Casey Martin at the plate. Swing and a miss. Martin at just 138 when this game began. And again, 0 for 2 so far on the night. Playing in center field tonight. 1-2 pitch coming. Fouls this one out of play. Strikeouts have been the nemesis for Casey Martin. Struck out 87 times last year after his call-up, as that pitches into dirt. Last year, Jersey Shore struck out 51 times in 182 at-bats, then called up to Reading on June the 8th and struck out 87 times in 217 at-bats. That's 40% of his at-bats he struck out last year. This one lifted foul and out of play. It's 2-2. With his 2 strikeouts tonight, Casey Martin struck out 28 times so far this season. And he fouls another one straight back, so he's battling in this at-bat. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to the now 25-year-old Casey Martin.
He's turned 25 back on April the 7th.
2-2 pitch. Outside corner for a called strike 3. And that'll do it for the Phils in the 6th. 1-2-3 goes Reading. We'll head to the 7th. It remains Hartford 3, Reading 2.
Fans, nothing beats a great day at Golden Oaks Golf Club. Located just minutes from Reading, Golden Oaks is a beautiful, award-winning golf course open to the public with perfect greens, lush fairways, and a course playing for 5 sets of tees. Bogey's Pub is open to the public with the area's best full-course menu, featuring indoor and outdoor seating and TVs to watch your favorite sports teams. Let the Golden Oaks Golf Club team cater to your need. Lunch, dinner, golf outings, parties, company events, and fundraisers.
Visit our website at GoldenOaksGolfClub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogey's Pub on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
The Fightin' Phils thank White Star Travel and Tours for presenting the 2024 Fightin' Phils Fan Road Trip. This year's trip runs from July 26th to 29th and features stops to see the Fightin' Phils in New Hampshire, along with the chance to meet a player and coach. The trip also heads to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, a Red Sox-Yankees game at Fenway Park, and finally Citizens Bank Park to see the Phillies take on the New York Yankees.
Now back for the seventh inning, as Jake said before we went to break, it looked like Carlos Francisco would come back out there for another inning, and he is. Francisco came in with one out in the fifth, got the last two batters in the fifth, got three more outs in the sixth. Hartford helping him along with some base running blunders. And now it'll be Francisco facing Ryan Ritter, Zach Kokoska, and Braxton Fulford due up for Hartford here in the seventh inning. Fightin' Phils are excited to bring you our Phils baseball live from the comfort of your own home. Join us on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or ourphils.com/radio. Fightin' Phils and Yard Goats home right up until Sunday as Ryan Ritter takes one inside for a ball. But there'll be baseball here in Baseball Town on Monday as well. The Berks County, the BCIAA High School Baseball Championship game will be played here at FirstEnergy Stadium on Monday night at 6 o'clock. So we welcome the high school kids for the county championship game again in 2024. Jake and I will have the call of that game for you as well on Reading Fightin' Phils Radio. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Ritter leading off the seventh inning. Fouls another one straight back. It's 1-2. Ritter is 1 for 2 as well on the night. Singled back in the second and struck out his last time up. Ritter, one of several players who have struck out in this ball game and walked back to the dugout mumbling a bit under their breath at the home plate umpire. But that doesn't happen against pretty much all levels of baseball anymore. So Ritter 2 for 6 now in this series, as he stands in from the right-hand side. Lined it over the head of Jose Rodriguez and into left center field for a base hit. Big turn for Ritter, and that's as far as he'll go with another single, his second hit of the night. And the 7th hit of the night for the Yard Goats. Ryan Ritter, a leadoff base runner here in the 7th. And Zach Kokoska, who right now is the difference on the scoreboard. His towering home run back in the 5th inning. Put the Yard Goats on top 3-2. That's where we stand. 3-2 Hartford on top with a runner at first base and nobody out for Hartford here in the 7th. And Kokoska takes one inside for a ball. Now the Phils bullpen gets active. Hartford's bullpen is also moving around. As a left-handed hitting Zach Kokoska at the plate. Checked his swing, and it's inside, ball 2-0. Mentioned that Kokoska is one of 3 Pennsylvania products on this roster and won a state championship at Latrobe High School in 2017. Gatorade Player of the Year in Pennsylvania, then headed to Kansas State for his collegiate baseball career, and he takes this one for a called strike 1. Kokoska hit 16 home runs last year at Spokane, and then was on the disabled list by the end of July. His home run tonight, his 4th of the season. That one's right there for a called strike 2, and Carlos Francisco has come back now to get the count even at 2-2. Mitch Noonborn up in the Fightin's bullpen. Carlos Francisco comes with his 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip that DeFreitas holds on to for a strikeout. So there's a strikeout for Francisco. His first since coming into the game, but a big one here, one out here in the 7th. As Braxton Fulford now will come to the plate. Blake Goldsberry, the right-hander, up in the Hartford bullpen. Francisco takes a look back at first. Ritter not with much of a lead. Pitch to the plate, over for a called strike one on the outside corner. Francisco, fastball in the low to mid-90s. Slider and a splitter. Like it was the slider that got the first strike over to Fulford. A one pitch. Checked his swing, and they say he did not go around. The count is 1-1. Francisco last year began the season at Jersey Shore. At the high A level, he had pitched in 25 games and then called up to Reading at the end of June and pitched 24 more games here in Baseball Town. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch to the plate. Just a bit inside. It's 2-1. One pitch. Hit hard and foul on the third base line. And so Francisco ahead now of Braxton Fulford, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Francisco last year at Jersey Shore, great numbers, 2-0 with a 2.93 earned run average, 38 strikeouts in 30 2/3 innings and just 11 walks. Also had 3 holds and 5 saves for the Blue Claws. Not quite as much success as you might expect at the AA level in 24 games here in Reading, 4-2 with a 5.16 earned run average. Struck out 35 but walked 21 as this one is fouled out of play. But Francisco so far, through 2 innings of work, has not walked a batter. And it remains 1-2 now to Braxton Fulford. Started and stopped. The pitch is up and in. It's 2-2. So again, Mitch Noonborn throwing in the Phillies bullpen. Blake Goldsberry throwing in the Hartford bullpen. With Francisco with a runner at first base and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 2-2 pitch. Runner takes off. Bouncer to third. Schwecky's only got 1 play. It's the first and in plenty of time for out number 2.
Yeah, obviously that would have been a tough play if Schwecky tried to go to second. And Al Padrique is coming out, and it looks like Carlos Francisco's evening is coming to an end.
The manager makes the wave to the bullpen. The Alvernia University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen has been made. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit more about the new arm coming in for the Fightin' Phils after this.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Welcome to Aspire Memory Support at the Highlands of Wyomissing, where every day is filled with purpose and connection. Our innovative approach featuring the Hearthstone Institute's renowned I'm Still Here program ensures that every resident living with Alzheimer's or dementia experiences a life worth living. With evidence-based techniques and personalized care, we focus on meaningful engagement to reduce common symptoms like agitation and anxiety. Join us in celebrating the person behind the memory loss with activities tailored to their unique interests and abilities. Discover the difference with Aspire Memory Support at the Highlands at Wyomissing. Call us today and embrace a renewed sense of purpose for your loved one.
So the new arm for the Fightin' Phils, right-hander Mitch Noonborn now will take over with a runner at second base and 2 outs here in the 7th.
It is the 8th appearance for Mitch Noonborn. No decisions, no saves, a 9.35 ERA, 8 2/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, and 10 walks. And for him, the job is simple: retire Kyle Datris and keep this 1-run game heading into the 8th inning.
Datris 0 for 2 on the night so far. Did not play in last night's game. The Williamsport native strides to the plate, batting in the 9-hole spot for the Yard Goats tonight. Strikeout in a pop-up in his 2 plate appearances so far. Datris at Loyalsock High School, all-state football, all-state basketball, all-state baseball player. And went on to the University of North Carolina playing baseball. First pitch swinging and fouls it out of play. I was wondering what it's like growing up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, playing Little League.
You get some nice facilities, I'll tell you that.
You sure do. Big swing, no contact from Datris, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
You ever go to the Little League World Series?
I've never gone to this. I've been to the stadium, but I've never been there during the series. No.
It's fun. It's something I'll recommend anybody gets to at least some point. I covered it in 22, but I'd love to go back as a fan and just sit on the hill.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm 25 years old, I'm getting a box, I'm sliding down that hill.
No balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Datris. I'm sure he probably did it. Fist one towards Schwecke, who makes a diving catch at third base for the 3rd and final out for the Yard Goats in the 7th. For Hartford, no runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. 7th inning stretch time at America's Classic Ballpark. 3-2 Hartford on top.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Welcome to Aspire Memory Support at the Highlands of Wyomissing, where every day is filled with purpose and connection. Our innovative approach featuring the Hearthstone Institute's renowned I'm Still Here program ensures that every resident living with Alzheimer's or dementia experiences a life worth living. With evidence-based techniques and personalized care, we focus on meaningful engagement to reduce common symptoms like agitation and anxiety. Join us in celebrating the person behind the memory loss with activities tailored to their unique interests and abilities. Discover the difference with Aspire Memory Support at the Highlands at Wyomissing. Call us today and embrace a renewed sense of purpose for your loved one.
And yet another Alberta University goal was called. The bullpen has been made. Right-hander Blake Goldsberry now takes over for the Yard Goats here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Blake Goldsberry enters, the 26-year-old who signed with the Rockies as an undrafted free agent back in 2020 out of the University of Kansas. 8th appearance, 1-0, a 4.15 ERA, 8 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Opponents 188 against him. And for Reading, it'll be up to the bottom of the lineup to set the table for the top to hopefully tie this game or take the lead.
For the Fightin' Phils, it'll be Marcus Lee Sang who will lead it off, to be followed by Arturo De Freitas at the top of the order and Robert Moore. Lee Sang 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts so far and fouls the first pitch away. He too, like the batter before him, Casey Martin, no doubt happy to see Carson Palmquist out of the ball game. Palmquist again with 10 strikeouts. Struck out Martin twice, struck out Lee Sang twice as well. 0-1 pitch started and could not stop, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to Marcus Lee Sang. There are 16 pitchers on the Yard Goats roster. The Fightin' Phils are now looking at their 8th so far in the first 2 games of this series. 0-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Lee Sang stays alive.
But I mean, for the sake of the Phils, the more arms you can see early in the series, the better, because then you'll have a sense of familiarity as we head into the weekend.
You have to assume that at least 3 of them are the guys you're going to see as starters the next couple of nights. This one misses just a bit outside. It's 1-2. So Bobby Meacham has made that phone call to the bullpen on multiple occasions so far. These 4 relievers last night, this 3rd on the mound right now. We're still in the 7th inning as that's inside to Marcus Lee Sang, and now the count is 2-2.
I'll see Gerard Candy tomorrow, Andrew Quezada on Friday, Mason Albright Saturday, and then back to Connor Van Scoy on Sunday.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Marcus Lee Sang, leading off the bottom of the 7th. It's way inside again. It's 3-2. Goldsberry pitched for Hartford last year, 33 games, 2 of them starts. Went 3-2 with a 3.86 earned run average, 55 strikeouts in 44 innings. He also walked 20. 3-2 pitch. Marcus Lee Sang fists this one down the third base line. Long run for Thompson. He won't get there as it bounces into the bullpen and foul. So the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes still to Marcus Lee Sang. Now time is called. I believe that was the batter, Marcus Lee Sang, who called timeout.
And it's been a great leadoff at bat against the new pitcher from Lee Sang. This will be pitch number 8 that he sees.
3-2 pitch. Swing and miss. Strike 3. So that's 13 strikeouts now for the Phil's batters so far tonight. Marcus Lee Sang makes it 1 out here in the 7th. Arturo De Freitas will now bat.
18 is the most strikeouts in a game by the Fightin' Phils this season. But, hey, they find themselves still very much in this.
First pitch to De Freitas is a low for ball. De Freitas singled his last time up. 1 for 2 on the night, his first base hit of 2024. As the Fightins continue to get productivity out of that 9 spot in their lineup so far in the 2 games of this series. Marcus Lee Sang did that last night for Reading with a big 2-run home run. De Freitas with a hit for his 1 for 2. It's 2-0 to him right now. Familiar name in a game of baseball in attendance tonight, Clint Hurdle, sitting behind home plate, now working for the Colorado Rockies front office. This one towards shortstop, diving play by Ryan Ritter, picks himself up and will make the play in time to take a base hit away from De Freitas, and 2 outs here in the 7th.
De Freitas smoked it, 102 off the bat, and had a single last time, and arguably could have had a second single right there. But all in all for De Freitas, some nice defensive plays tonight. Has a hit, swung the bat well, a couple of well-hit balls this evening. So for De Freitas, I think a pretty good start that you could say.
So the top of the order, and Robert Moore now bats, and the first pitch to Robert Moore is outside for a ball. Moore now batting left-handed for the first time tonight after facing the left-handed pitching Carson Palmquist the first 3 times up when he was 0 for 3. One-0 pitch. Ripped him down the right field line, but hooking foul. Just foul by a couple of feet. Had an extra base hit written all over it, but Robert Moore is in a 1-1 count instead. So said Clint Hurdle, the former Pittsburgh Pirate manager and an excellent ball player in his own right, now working for the Rockies. As Moore fouls another one out of play, this time down to third baseline. It's 1-2.
Hurdle's been here the last couple of days. Advisor to the Rockies organization.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Robert Moore. Way up high, he stays off. It's 2-2. We're now 1 for 7 so far in the series. And he misses up high again. It's 3-2.
Well, another good at bat by the Fightin' Phils. Dave Goldsberry up to 16 pitches, but now you want to see if we can get something to show for it.
3 balls and 2 strikes now to Robert Moore with 2 outs. Way outside, ball 4, so Moore gets himself on board for Jose Rodriguez, who's swung a good bat in this series.
Rodriguez is 3 for 6 this week, and of those 3 hits, he has 2 doubles and 1 triple. So going for the series cycle. Why don't you try and knock off the home run portion of that in this part? Single, that can wait for later.
He's got 2 of them on the season. He's got 10 RBIs on the season. Triple and scored a run in the first. Moore takes off, ripped down the third base line, and just foul. Rodriguez hit it hard, and with Moore running, who knows what could have happened, but it's just foul. And everybody's got to go back. Robert Moore 7 for 7 in the stolen base category so far on the year. Takes a good-sized lead off of first. Does not go here, and Rodriguez takes it on the outside corner for strike 2. So we'll see what they do here with Robert Moore with 2 strikes on the batter. Rodriguez drives this one to right field. Fernandez going back to the track. It's off his glove and off the fence. Robert Moore is being waved around and the throw is cut off. Throw to third base and Rodriguez is gunned down, but the run will count and we are tied at 3-3. It'll go down as an RBI double for Jose Rodriguez and ultimately thrown out at third base for the third and final out for the Phillies in the 7th. 1 run on 1 hit, no one left. After 3, it's tied at 3.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage Auto Group Fiesta Fridays are presented by Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carl's Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, and the American Diner. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores Day Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at ourphils.com, or at the Customers Bank ticket office.
Brand new start to the ball game as we head to the top half of the 8th inning. The Fightin' Phils put a run across. We'll figure out the scoring in a moment. But with more now as we head to the 8th in a 3-3 tie, Jake Starr with the call.
So it is a 3-3 game, and the circle back to that last play in the inning. They're calling it an error on the right fielder, Yanquiel Fernandez. That's his first error of the year. So it's an error that scores more, not a double for Rodriguez. So that's where we stand in a 1-1 ball game in the top half of the 8th inning. Amador leads off. Mitch Noonborn back out there. First pitch home is at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Amador is 0 for 3 tonight. And Mitch Noonborn, who retired, the lone hitter he faced in the top half of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. And it is at the knees for a strike. It's 0-2.
Does not take away anything from what Jose Rodriguez did. He hit it well. Fernandez just didn't play it all that well off right in front of the wall. And from our angle, it was hard to tell whether it hit his glove or not, but apparently it did.
Swung on to Hopper towards second. Moore waits back, vacuums it up, throws the first in time. And that'll bring Sterling Thompson to the plate.
Well, with the good wheels of Robert Moore, there was no question that Al Padrique was going to send him home. And ultimately, the relay was cut off by Datris from Fernandez in right field, and then Datris makes the throw to third base to get Rodriguez, trying to stretch it to 3 bases. So that ends the inning.
So here is Sterling Thompson with 1 out of the inning. First pitch of ball, it's 1-0. Also, for Rodriguez on that play, does not get credited for an RBI because it was an error. Here's the 1-0, and it is outside for a ball 2-0.
Think you're going to get a phone call on that, Jake?
I don't know.
Do you think it'll go down as an error?
I don't know. I need to take a better look at the replay.
Right. Yeah, it was hard for us to tell from the angle we're at.
2-0 is upstairs for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes to Sterling Thompson. Thompson, who's had a good night, he's 2 for 3, couple of singles and a run scored. Run scored came back in the 4th inning. Pitch from Noonborn, and it is outside for a ball. That's ball 4. So after he gets the leadoff man, Adiel Amador to ground out. Sterling Thompson walks, and that'll bring Zach Veen to the plate. And you got to be careful here if you're Newborn. It's a very dangerous part of the lineup here for Hartford with Veen at the plate.
Yeah, Thompson has good wheels, but he's only got one stolen base on the year. The stolen bases, for the most part, for the Rockies comes from Amador and the man at the plate in Zach Veen. But a good lead for Thompson.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No ball is 1 strike to Zach Veen.
Zach Veen may have a sore back right now because he had every intention of putting that baseball on Center Avenue.
That was a curveball at 75 from.
And I don't think I'm exaggerating because he's twisting at the plate and just called timeout. And he swung so hard at that pitch that I think he very well may have twisted something in his back.
Also Reading does get action going in the bullpen. It's Tristan Garnett up and throwing. No ball is 1 strike to count to Veen the pitch. That's down for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. So runner on first is Sterling Thompson. There's 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Fightin' Phil's tied it at 3 on a 2-base error from Jose Rodriguez that scored Robert Moore. As Newborn comes set at the belt, runner gets his lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, foul, off behind home plate to our left. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Zach Veen.
These people must not think we could go to our right, Jay, because all they ever do is hit it to our left.
I had another close one in Portland this weekend, landed just on the outer facing of the press box. So I've had 1 in and 1 down, but none here, though.
Nope.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Veen the pitch. Little excuse me swing, checked foul into the netting behind the Yargoats dugout on the right side. It stays a ball and 2 strikes.
So I guess the lesson is, for those of you who are listening at home, if you want to catch a baseball here at FirstEnergy Stadium, don't sit in front of us.
And if you want to catch a hot dog, also don't sit in front of us.
Valid point by you.
After catching 7 last year, we have been kept scoreless this year. In the hot dog category, that is. Here's the 1-2. That's in tight to Veen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He did start and stop his swing, but didn't come close to warranting an appeal from the Fightin' Phils.
Yeah, but he almost turned himself right into that pitch.
Tristan Garnett continues to throw in the Fightin' Phils bullpen. It's a 2 ball, 2 strike count the pitch. Swung on and tapped foul off to the right side, and it stays 2-2. Veen tonight has had some damage. 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. That put Hartford up 2-1 at the time. But it's been a very back-and-forth game. Fightin' Phil's tied it at 3 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We stand here top 8, 3-3. 2-2 count to Zach Veen. Newborn set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Veen goes after a curveball down low at 77 for a strikeout for Mitch Newborn, and that'll bring 2 outs in the inning for the cleanup man, Yankiel Fernandez.
Went back to that same off-speed pitch that Veen swung at so hard on strike 1 and had him way out in front again.
Tie ball game, 2 outs. Lead off first from Thompson. We'll see if he puts the wheels in motion. First pitch, swing and a miss, it's 0-1. Thompson just 1 stolen base this year. Fightin' Phil's also showing a lot of trust in Newborn. The righty is on the 3rd and final of 3 straight lefties here, 2, 3, 4 in the Hartford lineup with the lefty up and throwing. Here's the pitch, runner takes off, pitch is swung on a miss, throw to second slow, and it's picked by Rodriguez. Couldn't get a tag down. Really, his main focus was just to keep it in front of him, which he did. So it is a stolen base for Thompson. That's his 2nd of the season. And it puts the runner in scoring position, 2 outs. But, as we said, Fernandez swung and missed at the pitch. So it's no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And they've done the same right now with Fernandez. He's been way out in front of both pitches. And again, big swings from Yankiel Fernandez so far.
0-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out after a curveball. Yankiel Fernandez goes, and that retires the side in the 8th. Mitch Newborn coming in, getting the job done, keeps it tied. No runs, no hits. One left for the Yard Goats. To the bottom of the 8th we go. It's 3-3 on the Fightin' Phil's Radio Network.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phil's, two great hometown partners.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
Bottom half of the 8th inning, Fightin' Phil's in a tie game with the Yard Goats. It is 3-3, and there's a new pitcher in out of the Alberta University bullpen. It is Juan Mejia.
Mejia, the right-handed pitcher for the Yard Goats, making his 10th appearance of the season. No decisions and a 5.40 earned run average. In his 9 innings, his 9 appearances, he's pitched in 10 innings, 13 strikeouts, 5 walks.
So Trevor Schwecke leads off. It's 3-4-5 due up for the Fightin' Phil's. Mejia's first pitch, Schwecke takes outside for a ball. It's 1-0. So Tristan Garnett continues to get loose in the Fightin's bullpen. So it looks like he'll get the ninth no matter what, whether it's a safe situation or a tie game. 1-0. Schwecke takes inside corner, 1-1.
So another 1 inning of work for the bullpen for Hartford. After McGowan goes an inning, Goldsberry also goes an inning, gives up a hit, a run. It was unearned.
And Schwecke swings and misses. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Schwecke will step out and ask for time. So Mejia, the 4th arm of the day, in for the Yard Goats. That makes 9 pitchers.
Yep.
7 relievers the Fightin' Phil's have seen now through nearly 2 games from Hartford. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, it's out of play, foul. Slice to the right side, stays the ball in 2 strikes.
Yeah, barring some roster moves, I think the Phils will pretty much see the entire bullpen by the time tomorrow's over with.
Not many arms left in that Hartford bullpen. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count, the pitch. And Schwecke tried to hold up, couldn't, on an upstairs fastball. He's down on strikes. That's out number 1, and that'll bring Bryce Ball to the plate. And if Reading does take the lead, like I said, probably Garnett either way, because their usual closer, well, one of them, McCullum, pitched yesterday.
Right.
And the other one, Max Lazar, took a trip off 222 today and is at Coca-Cola Park in Lehigh Valley. Here's the first pitch to Bryce Ball. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. They continue to attack Ball with the off-speed pitch. So Lazar called up. Reading did receive Tyler McKay, though, from Lehigh Valley prior to today's game. Here's the 0-1. And that's up and away for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
McKay was a guy who really ultimately earned the trust of Al Padrique and his coaching staff in 2023, really kind of worked his way up the chain and became a high leverage guy for them before they called up to Lehigh Valley in the
Ball
end
takes
of last
inside,
season.
it's 2-1. And McKay did pitch yesterday, an inning against Syracuse in a loss for the Iron Pig, so presumably McKay is not available tonight. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that's on the outside corner. Ball takes. It's 2-2. Carlos De La Cruz awaits on deck. Hit one hard earlier. He doubled back in the 4th. Here is the 2-2. Ball swings in on the hands. It'll flare out of play to the left side. It stays 2-2. 3-3 ball game, bottom of the 8th inning. Really feels like one of the first home games we've had this year that's had some late game drama.
Yeah, where there's been some yet to be decided kind of games.
Here's the 2-2. Ball takes inside, and that is a ball, barely, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I guess it bears mentioning that in this situation, as this game progresses, there's a guy on the Phil's bench who's swinging a pretty good bat by the name of Taylor.
And it's been all righties pitching.
Yep.
Here's the pitch. Ball swings, fouls it straight back. You look down the Fightin' Phil's lineup, and you wonder kind of who they could go to. DeFreitas, Casey Martin, maybe you consider pinch hitting for, but we'll see where Al Padrique goes. Especially in a tie game, maybe you don't want to pull, especially a catcher.
Right.
Especially with Ricketts on the IL. Here's a 3-2. Ball takes upstairs, ball 4. And that'll bring Carlos De La Cruz to the plate. Also, for what it's worth, in a 3-3 ball game, and games where Reading has scored 5 or more runs this year, they're 11-1. They are 1 in 15 in games they score less than 5, so trying to buck that trend here. Well, a home run here would
exactly
not
right.
buck
I was
that
just
trend.
thinking the same thing. There's one way to fix that in a hurry.
So it sets up the moment for Carlos De La Cruz. Here's the pitch. Upstairs for a ball, it's 1-0.
And not to put the cart before the horse, this is what the Phils have been doing, though. They've been getting guys on base with a walk, and then that is how they've been building innings, or at least scoring runs, is by driving in that walk.
1-0. De La Cruz takes up and in. It's 2-0.
De La Cruz did that the last time he was up. Ball walked. Carlos doubled. Got a run.
And we've talked about the struggles for Carlos early this season. Just the 161 hitter. He did drive in his 6th run of the year, his first extra base hit of the year. The pitch. And that is on the knees for a strike. It's 2-1. Actually, his 2nd extra base hit of the year on that double.
Phils also did the same thing last inning. Robert Moore walks and ultimately comes around to score the tying run on what turned out to be the 2-base error.
2-1. Wow. Somehow, some way, did not hit De La Cruz.
That's
his 2nd straight at bat where a ball barely misses hitting him.
I mean, he is standing on 2 stilts at home plate, but it just looked like it almost went right through those long legs of his.
It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Ball leads off first, tie game in the 8th. The pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back, 3-2.
But that was a much more confident swing. He's had a lot of check swings over the course of this season. It's just an indecisiveness right now for Carlos De La Cruz. That was a much more confident swing at 3-1.
3-2, 1 out. Tie game in the 8th. Mejia set. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip, squeeze by Fulford. And Carlos De La Cruz is down on strikes, 2 outs, and that will bring Ethan Wilson to the plate.
15 strikeouts now tonight for the Fightin' Phils.
So Ethan Wilson digs on in from the left side. Bryce Ball leads off first, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 3-3 game. Juan Mejia comes set at the belt. Wilson awaits from the left side. Here's the pitch, and it's down for a ball. It's 1-1, 1-0. Ethan Wilson did have some big moments last year, notably in a walk-off home run on the Sunday after the All-Star break against Portland. Also had his best week of the season a year ago this week at Hartford, where he was named Eastern League Player of the Week. 1-0. Takes a strike. It's 1-1. It was an off-speed pitch at 85 from Mejia. 5, 6, 7, starting with Warming Burnable. Due up for the Yard Goats in the top half of the 9th. The 1-1. That's down for a ball, 2-1. Ethan Wilson today does have a double. It was a hustle double back in the 2nd. He's also walked, and he's grounded out the first, his last time up. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Ethan Wilson. The pitch. And that's a slider, gets the outside corner. It's 2-2. Pitch at 84 from Mejia. Tristan Garnett continues the throw in the Fightin' Phil's bullpen. The Argoats' pen is quiet. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Ball gets his lead off first. The pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back, and it stays 2-2. Wilson began the season on the 7-day IL. Was activated by the Fightin' Phils on April the 25th. Still seeking his first RBI of the season. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, and it's poked foul to the left side. It stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fightin' Phil's putting a lot of pitches on Mejia, up to 25 on the righty reliever. Casey Martin awaits on deck should Ethan Wilson reach. Mejia comes set at the belt. The 2-2. Swung on, ground ball, it's foul. No idea how Wilson got around on that one. That was a fastball as in on the hands as possible at 97. But he fights it off and he remains alive to see another pitch. Infield has Wilson set to go to the right side. Outfield plays him shaded to the right side. Left fielder Thompson pretty straight away. Large gap in left center. 2-2. Swung on, fights it off again. And it stays 2-2. Be the 9th pitch of the at-bat to Ethan Wilson. 28th of the inning from Mejia. Trying to keep it a 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Bryce Ball leads off first. He has scored once today. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Wilson goes down on strikes, and that retires the side in the 8th. No runs in the inning, no hits. There was a man left. We'll head to the 9th. The Fightin' Phils are gridlocked with Hartford. It's 3-3.
Star City Boxing, located at 1340 Center Avenue Rear in Reading, is a 501c3 nonprofit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is to not only help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. Visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2024 Our Phil's Fiesta Friday partner.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phils, two great hometown partners.
Top of the 9th inning, and tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium is 3,204, presented by PSECU, proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. Out of the Alberta University, Golden Wolves bullpen in a 3-3 game in the 9th, it's Tristan Garnett, the lefty.
10th appearance for Garnett. Only one decision. It was a loss. Excellent ERA of 1.93. 14 innings pitched. He struck out 16. He has walked 10.
First batter he gets is Warming Burnable. 5-6-7 to up. First pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. So a nice crowd of 3,204 taking in a Fightin' Phil's game on a beautiful Wednesday night. They're looking for a late walk-off victory in the bottom of the 9th. 1-0. Swing and a miss from Burnable. 1-1. Garnett made him look silly on an off-speed pitch. Right-handed hitter Burnable, slightly open stance. The pitch, swing and a foul ball, tap straight back. It's 1-2. Tristan Garnett, the 4th Fightin' Phil's pitcher tonight, in for Mitch Newborn, who did a terrific job. Inning and a third, no runs, no hits. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And it's been a really strong bullpen effort as of late by the Fightin' Phil's. 1-2, curveball, called strike 3, 1 gone in the 9th. Ryan Ritter, the batter, but before that, Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery is pleased to offer 2 options for your dining pleasure. A menu of locally sourced delicious options and buffet meals for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner pleasure. Experience the best bakery in all Berks County. Their homemade bakery items include challah bread danishes, scrumptious cupcakes. We bet dollars of donuts. No restaurant in the area offers the same variety of cakes, fruit pies, and homemade donuts as Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, who are proud to be a Fightin' Phil's team feed partner. First pitch of ball to Ryan Ritter. It's 1-0. Ryan Ritter is 2 for 3 tonight. Couple of singles, including one his last time up back in the 7th. The 1-0 was swung on and golf foul. It's 1-1. Ryan Ritter, 3rd year as a pro, drafted in 2021 by the Colorado Rockies out of the University of Kentucky. Was a 4th round pick from his time with the Wildcats down in Lexington. He stands even from the right side. Here's the 1-1. Garnett misses high and wide. It's 2-1. So we retired Burnable, the righty. Now is Ritter, the righty. And then Zach Kokoska, the lefty, awaits on deck. Here's the 2-1, and it's swung on a miss, 2-2. Off-speed pitch at 81 from Tristan Garnett. Both bullpens quiet, so presumably it'll be Juan Mejia who gets the bottom of the ninth. As the Fightin' Phils look to walk it off with Casey Martin, Marcus Lee Sang, and Arturo De Freitas. The three due up as of right now for the Fightin' Phils. 2-2. Ritter swings and grounds it foul down the left field line. On the Fightin' Phils bench right now, it's William Simonite, the lone right-handed bat. And the lefties are Baron Ratcliffe and Carson Taylor due up. Here's the 2-2. That's down low, 3-2. I think unless Reading's trailing, you probably don't see Simonite off the bench. You probably keep the Freitas in a tie game.
No, but I think.
But wouldn't shock me to see
Carson
Taylor lead off.
And the hot bat that he's been swinging. I think if somebody gets on, I think for sure then you see Carson Taylor.
Here's the pitch, swung on and grounded foul. But when you look at the lineup card, it's a righty Martin, a lefty Lee Sang. I know Lee Sang has 3 strikeouts tonight, but I'm still hard-pressed to pull him from this game.
Correct.
So it wouldn't shock me if it's Taylor to lead off no matter what.
Right.
Maybe if it's a tie game, you don't go to him just because you want to keep bodies available should this go into extras. Here's the 3-2, and that's upstairs, ball 4. First walk issued by Tristan Garnett. Ryan Ritter works his way back in the account after falling down early.
Now, I would think that if Casey Martin, I think if either Martin or Marcus Lee Sang gets in, I think you bat Taylor maybe for De Freitas, and then you got Simonite to come in. But, again, maybe you bat Simonite only because if you're going to take your catcher out, you might as well use your other catcher to do so.
Here's the first pitch to Kokoska. Takes for a ball. It's 1-0. So Ritter's on first. There's one out in the top of the ninth. It's a 3-3 ball game. Hartford scored 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Reading 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the seventh. That tied this game. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Way out in front of a breaking pitch at 80 was Kokoska. Garnett's fared a lot better against lefties this year. They're hitting just 130 against him. That compares to 276 from righties. Here's the 1-1, and that's down for a ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Fastball at 92 from Garnett. Tristan Garnett, who's 26 years old, a Portland, Oregon native. Played his college ball at Cal State Dominguez Hills before signing with the Phillies in 2021. He'll throw over to first. Ritter back in, standing up. Ritter will steal bags. He's 5 for 5 this year on the base pass. And we talked about Hartford's willingness to steal. They're up to 48 for 51 in stolen bases this year. A 95% clip. And there goes Ritter. Pitches inside for a ball. Throw to seconds on a hop. And the tag from Rodriguez not in time. So it's a 3-1 count. Ritter up to second on the stolen base. So that puts a runner in scoring position now for Kokoska, who's up in the count 3-1.
And unfortunately for De Freitas, throw on the wrong side of the second base bag. I'm not sure that they get him either way, but would have been a pretty close play if the throw's on the second base side of the bag.
3-1. And that is inside, ball 4. So back-to-back walks from Tristan Garnett. But runners on first and second, one out for Braxton Fulford. On cue, that'll bring Phil Condary, the pitching coach, out to the mound. And I think one thing is going to remind him and say, hey, you may have walked him, but you roll one ground ball here and the inning's over.
Right. That's one thing that the Phils pitching staff has not done so far a whole lot of in this series. 4 walks they gave up last night. With the 2 walks that Garnett has given up tonight, that is the second and third walk of the night by Phil's pitching.
So it's Arturo De Freitas, Phil Condary, and Tristan Garnett in the meeting at home plate. Infield all stays back. It's an infield that'll look to turn 2. It's 8 and 9, the next 2 up. Fulford, who's 1 for 3, did double back in the 5th. Kyle Datris awaits on deck. He's 0 for 3. I'm sure the message too was, hey, just got to go after these guys.
Absolutely.
Trust your stuff.
You
It's been so good this year. He's a 1.93 ERA.
Right. You got the 8-hole hitter up who's hitting under 200 on the season. He's their catcher, so again, not going to have great wheels. Get yourself a ground ball, get out of this. Get yourself a pop-up, work your way out of it.
Braxton Fulford, a 227 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. Does have a triple, 7 runs driven in when there's a runner on second and or third. He bats here with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Tie game, first pitch. Swung on, ground ball short. Backhanded Rodriguez in the hole, throws a second for 1. The relay won't be made, but they get the runner at second in Kokoska. Ritter does go up to third. Fulford's aboard on a 6-4 fielder's choice. And just of A, how softly, B, where it was hit, you're not turning 2, even with the catcher and Fulford running.
Yeah, there's more. Rodriguez only had either one of 2 choices. Either he gets the lead man at third or he gets the in-between man at second. But there's no way they're going to turn 2 on that on a slow roller to the right side of the shortstop. So he made sure he got an out, and you're still, again, 1 out away from getting out of this.
First pitch to Datris is a strike. It's 0-1. Datris, who entered tonight 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. He's 0 for 3 now after he got out with the runner on second back in the 5th. And he's 0 for 3 overall tonight. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. That's a breaking pitch. Misses upstairs for a ball, 1-1. Once again, both bullpens quiet. It's Garnett's inning to get out of, and Juan Mejia will get the bottom of the 9th. Will it be with a tie or a chance for the save? 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2, and Garnett's a strike away from keeping this a tie game and sending us to the bottom of the 9th. Stepping out for a moment is Datris. He'll call time. Take off his helmet, take a deep breath, put it back on. Garnett's looking to keep a tie. Datris looking for his first hit with a runner in scoring position this season. Men on the corners, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Garnett set at the belt. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The Freitas applies the tag, and that is how the inning comes to an end. Garnett gets into trouble, cleans himself out of it, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. No runs on no hits, and a couple left for the Yard Goats. It's winning time for the Fightin' Phils. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 3-3 our score.
Berks Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berks County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizepa.org. Click Local Coalitions.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Casey Martin, Marcus Lee Sang, Arturo De Freitas are the 3 due up. Juan Mejia returns for his 2nd inning of work as Casey Martin will dig in. So, as we said, Carson Taylor remains on the Fightin' Phil's bench. In a tie game, we'll see if they go to him at some point this inning. But first, it'll be Casey Martin to lead things off. Like we said, 3-3 ball game, bottom of the 9th. Fightin' Phils are looking for their first walk-off victory of the season. Reading has been walked off once. It came at Binghamton on April the 18th. Martin digs in from the right side. First pitch home. Inside, almost hit him. It's 1-0. Both bullpens stone cold quiet. It's Mejia's inning at least to start. And as of now, looks like if this goes to the 10th, Garnett will get it. 1-0. Martin takes at the knees, a breaking pitch. It's 1-1. Casey Martin is 0 for 3 tonight. Trifecta of strikeouts. 1-1. Upstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Martin does have a home run this year. Came back on April the 19th at Binghamton. 2-1. And that is inside. It's ball 3, 3-1. Now if you're Casey Martin, you want to be really, really selective here.
It's got to be us. You got to pick a spot, and if it's there, you can swing at it. If not, take it.
3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. The winning run is aboard.
And that's what you do. Get yourself on board. Sometimes let the pitcher work against himself in this situation. And now you pass the baton.
That'll bring Marcus Lee Sang to the plate.
Are we bunting?
You got speed at the plate and speed on the base paths.
Yep.
So we'll see what Al Patrique decides to do here. And it's an 0 for 3 Lee Sang at the plate. First pitch, swinging away, swung on, ground ball through the whole right side base hit. Martin turns around second, he'll head to third. First to third goes Martin. It's a no-out single for Lee Sang, and the winning run is 90 feet away.
That's just great hitting by Marcus Lee Sang. You go for that big hole with Datchus holding the runner on at first base. It opens up the right side of the infield. You get a pitch to turn on, grind it into right field, and the great wheels of Casey Martin easily moving up to third base. He was halfway to third before Fernandez even picked up that ball in right field.
So here comes Bobby Meacham. There is nobody's throwing.
Yeah, no, this is strategy. This isn't about a pitching change or a stall.
The play's at home.
Correct.
But the strategy is, do you walk the Freitas to load the bases?
And set up a double play. Or set up a force out.
I was going to say, double play still wouldn't matter with no outs.
Right. Well, unless you go home. I'm just saying.
Right. You get up the middle double play.
You're setting up a force out is what you're basically looking at.
So how about this for a bit of a storybook possibility? So Arturo de Freitas, who's making just his third Double-A start, called up to Reading last August, didn't play in a game until the last day of the season at Binghamton. Spends most of this year on the development list. Made 1 start previously, and now they're going to walk in.
That's really interesting. So they're going to put him on automatically, give up the sign for 4 pitches, put him on base, to load the bases for Robert Moore.
So that brings Robert Moore to the plate. Robert Moore, who's 0 for 3 tonight. He walked and scored a run his last time up in the 7th. No outs, bottom of the 9th, 3-3 game. Infield comes up for Hartford as Moore steps to the plate. Bases loaded, no outs. Mejia against Moore, the first pitch. Outside, ball 1, it's 1-0. Robert Moore, 0 for 3 tonight. A chance to be the hero, 1-0. Upstairs, it's 2-0. For what it's worth, Reading did win a game on a walk-off walk last year. It came from Jalen Ortiz against Binghamton last June. And Moore is up 2-0. It's a hitter's count. The outfield plays way in as well. The pitch. He takes it. It's ball 3, 3-0. And the Fightin' Phils are a ball away from winning. Walk-off style on this Wednesday night. 3-3 game. Bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the 9th. 3-0 count. Mejia's ready. The pitch. Taken all the way is Moore. It's below the knees. Ball 4. And the Fightin' Phils walk it off quite literally. It's a walk-off walk for Robert Moore, who is chased by his teammates, has water splashed on him, and the Fightin' Phils win it 4-3 on a Wednesday night in Baseball Town. Well, a walk-off walk is probably not how you're going to draw it up every time, but if you're Robert Moore, you'll certainly take it. And the Fightin' Phils win it 4-3 in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So 4-3 is our final. Fightin' Phils win it. They take the second game of the series with the Hartford Yard Goats 4-3, and we'll step ahead aside for a moment, and we will have the post-game wrap for you after this here on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network.
In continuation of the 275th anniversary of Reading's celebration, the Art Phils will play as the Reading Keystones on off Thursdays in 2024. Join us for 11 Keystone Throwback Thursdays, thanks to Brooks Career and Technology Center, H&F Heating and Cooling, Rip It Baseball Town Charities Batting Cages, and Lavelle Law Firm. Come celebrate the city of Reading and enjoy some great baseball on Throwback Thursdays in 2024. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at artphils.com, or at the Customers Bank ticket office. Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to the ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Empire Home Center, Golden Oaks Golf Club, Long Home Products, T-Mobile, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $62 when purchased in advance. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at all Sunday home games all season long.
Back on the post-game show on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network, and Reading wins it in walk-off style, quite literally. A walk-off walk for the victory tonight over the Hartford Yard Goats. 4-3 our final. And just want to harp on a stat one more time. It is just the second win this year for the Fightin' Phils, and they score less than 5 runs in a game. They're now 2-15 when scoring less than 5, but hey, you'll take it. Robert Moore wins it on the walk-off walk in a 9th inning that saw Casey Martin walk, Marcus Lee sang single to move Martin to third. They intentionally walked Arturo DeFreitas to load the bases, and then Robert Moore makes him pay with a walk-off walk to win it 4-3. With the win, Reading improves to 13-16, 2 in a row for the Fightin' Phils. With the loss, Hartford drops to 14-12, but that is now 5 straight defeats for the Yard Goats. Hartford 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, 6 left on base. Reading 9 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 9 left on base. Tristan Garnett gets the win. He is 1-1, and Juan Mejia gets the loss. He drops to 0-1. Close the line on Garnett, who got the win. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And on the other end for Mejia, who gets the loss, goes 1+, gives up 1 hit, 1 run. The game winner was earned, 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. Time of the game was 2 hours and 38 minutes. Played in front of a crowd of 3,204. So we look ahead. Tomorrow night, game 3 of 6. 6:45 start. Matt Osterberg, the lefty, against Jared Candy, the righty. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with the pregame show here on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network. Well, that'll do it for us tonight here from America's Classic Ballpark. I'm Jake Starr signing off, saying hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network. Reading wins it 4-3 tonight.